Yo, what up? What up? It's your
What's
boy
going on,
Tiz the
big
Gator,
dog?
man. True Spill TV got my nigga Sets in the building, nigga. What up, man? What's good
What's
with it,
going
man?
on, man? Everything's everything, Just cruising, riding the waves, man. Just doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Definitely, man. It's good to see you, man. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? I know I'm late, but welcome home, my nigga, for real.
It's all good. Hey, better late than never, and I appreciate it. Definitely.
For real, for real.
Yeah.
So for my followers, man, and the viewers that don't know who you are, man, give it like a brief description of where you from. Know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. Sess, upstate New York, you know what I'm saying? Born and raised. I literally say I'm from everywhere though, because I done been all around the whole state. So, I don't really place myself in one, but I'm definitely repping the 315 area to the
Definitely,
death.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Upstate New York, Utica. Y'all know what it is already.
Y'all know what it is. Trey 1 pound, lay something down, man. Know what I'm
Uh,
saying?
Three middle finger five. You feel me?
Word up, word up. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so yo, we gonna this joint right here, you know what I'm saying? We done put it up on Facebook, you know what I'm saying? People been anticipating this interview or whatever, so they know what it's
hmm
about. The BranchOff takeover. That was your team back in the days when you was running with them, you know what I'm saying? Tearing the streets of
Yeah.
Utica up, doing your thing. So before we get into that, because that's what they waiting for, man. Know what I'm saying? Share with us what it was like growing up in your neighborhood.
Man, you know what's crazy? I was actually born. Well, I grew up. I kind of grew up on the east side a little bit, which is
For
crazy
real?
because yeah. See, a lot of people don't even know that. See what I'm saying?
I ain't know
Like,
that. I ain't know that.
yeah. See, it's crazy
Right.
because you know how King School used to be. Miller School was like, when you going to Miller School, you had to know how to do everything,
Oh
snap,
yeah.
fight. You see what I'm
Definitely.
saying? So
Right.
I went to Conklin School for a minute, for till I was like in the fourth grade, and then I moved to Cornhill.
Uh,
Um, and then that was like from there. So basically, growing up, you know how it is growing up in Cornhill, man. You got to be able to slap box, regular fight, um, snap. You better know how to dress. You better not come to school with your socks sleepy, any of that. You know what I'm saying? You know how that used to be.
nigga said sock
Um,
sleepy.
you
Word
got
up.
none of that on. People be checking your socks. But
Right.
nah, other than that, nah, Cornell was, you know how it used to be, man. You had to have your team. Everybody was getting money, dude you looked up to, and you just had to know how to you had to know how to fight. A lot of us came off the porch early,
Right.
living in Cornell. You know what I'm saying? We kind of grew up fast out there. Um, and that's how you get into some of the things that we get into, like hustling and other stuff like that. So definitely
Right.
better have have your stuff together when you're in the town. When we was growing up,
So what street did you move on when you first came to the hood?
when I first came to the hood, I was we lived on we moved to Linwood Street. Linwood, it
Yo,
was yeah,
that's
uh,
crazy.
yeah. We moved to Linwood. She was hey, I'm talking. You talk about the grease gutter grimy living, man. Linwood was terrible, man. Then we moved to
Man.
um let's see, we moved to Nelson Street. Yeah, we moved to
Oh,
Nelson Street. Then I moved to Johnson Park. And, we was all around. That's why I said I was everywhere. But I claim Elm. I claim Elm Street because that's where I've been at most of my life.
oh,
You know what
okay.
I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm from Elm Street, basically. I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street.
You know what's crazy is like when my mom's, you know what I mean? Like we was born like me and my brother, me and Tone Fatigue, Tino,
Yeah.
whatever. We was born in Utica, right? And my younger brother is still frame. He was born in North Carolina, right?
hmm
So
I never
when we,
knew that.
you never knew Quay was born in North Carolina?
Nah, I thought he was from the. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
Quay,
crazy.
Quay from North Carolina, but you know he a Utica nigga, he a hill nigga. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
he
saying?
hell nigga. Yeah, I already
But
know.
yeah, he was born in North Carolina. He the only one that was born in North Carolina. And you know,
Okay.
my mom's raised us, like me and Tone was born in Utica, and she raised us in North Carolina. I went to kindergarten first, and like mid second grade, I was in North Carolina. Then second grade, we moved back to Utica. Like we moved back to Utica like 85, 86 when Quay was still in Pampers when we moved back to Utica. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and it's crazy. And I say that to say this because when our first street we moved on when we moved back to Utica was Linwood, nigga.
Linwood, man.
Yeah.
The
We
grime is
moved to Linwood. You know what I'm saying? And I remember that. The
yeah,
80s.
yo. Nah, you know what? Cause y'all family was nah, as a matter of fact, that's right. Your family used to live across the street from us way back in like 80,
Yeah.
89.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. In
Yep.
a brown crib.
Yep. Because that's when
Now
my
that you
uncle
said that, I
caught that
remember that.
shooting. That's when my uncle caught that shooting. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
back in
Like eight.
89, yeah.
I remember
88,
that.
89, something like that.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Linwood was
Yeah.
grimy. That
Hell
was
yeah.
a grimy block.
Hell yeah.
Grimy block.
That's when Utica was real, man. Because that's when I went to King's School. And that's when my mom's was best friends with Pearly Peak. So you know, Juke D, shout out to Man
Oh
Peak.
yeah.
D,
Yeah. Shout out to man, my boy man. Welcome home to
yeah,
him too, man. Doing that long bid.
that's
Long
family.
bid. Always official dude.
That's family right there. So I
Absolutely.
so boom. After you left Linwood, like how old were you? What grade were you in and all that?
We were so I was in the fourth, left Linwood. We moved to Nelson Street and then Johnson Park. We stayed on Nelson Street for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, and it's crazy because this is so how it started was we when I moved on when I was on the east side I was 5 6 years old. I met Drip and my boy Buddha.
Oh,
All
okay.
right, my sisters used to hang out with Spliff sister, and this is when I met Henny. So at that age I knew these literal sandbox friends. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right, right.
we was Quinn's Park playing in a dirty pool. Remember the pool didn't have the
Yeah.
chlorine back in the
Yep.
days. It was just a fountain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Yeah, it was just a
right,
fountain
right.
glass at the bottom of the pool. You cut your finger. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. They ain't give a shit about us.
Yeah, hell
And
yeah, hell yeah.
so I met them four around that time when I was 4. I moved to Cornhill. I moved away from them. And then
Oh, but y'all was still cool.
yeah, that was still the homies. I used to get on the bike, ride down there sometime, but I'm in Cornhill now. So now, I ended up um running into me and Choke. Me and Chokes like had used to have like we didn't have the best when we was kids, we didn't have the best relationship. You know what I'm saying? But it was like
Right.
see us one day you cool, one day we not. We kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I mean I moved to this was Johnson Park, yeah. Moved to Johnson Park, and the reason I'm telling you is because this is kind of how everything started coming together. Because these
Okay.
characters play a part in my life at
Right,
this age. You see what I'm saying?
right.
And once we get to it, you'll see what I'm talking about towards the end of the story or whatever.
Bad, bad, bad.
So when I moved to Cornhill, it was I was like it was like Choke and I was kind of like hanging with family or my little cousins and all of them at the time. I still wasn't really off the porch yet 'cause I was only like 9 10 years old. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, okay. And this was Johnson Park.
Yeah, this was Johnson Park. Then we moved from Johnson Park back over to Nelson Street um the second time. Shit. And Mama Love got a better job. Things was looking a little better. You see what I'm saying? We moved to a nice spot. We was
Right,
living
right.
crazy. It was looking a little better. And but this was the year. I want to say, let me see, that was 90. This was 93, two, no, two, because I was just graduating from King's School. And
Okay.
after I got the King, like I said, we met everybody from the hood, all the hood niggas. So I'm cool with everybody. My first year though in King's School was rough, from the east
Yeah.
side. And um, everybody's, kids, it's brutal. Kids is brutal. We all going back and forth. Yeah, it was all play for play, but
Right.
you know what I'm saying, nobody knew who I was. You know what I mean? So it
Like, nigga, you
was,
ain't from here, nigga. You ain't no hill, nigga.
yeah, that ass, right? Yeah, I'm like, yo, what? You know what I'm saying? But I'm not. I wasn't. I want to say that I wasn't from Cornhill, but I was from Cornhill. Like family was up there, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hang with nobody in Cornhill at the time. I ain't hang with nobody. I kind of hung with a couple dudes from the terrace, actually. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger and shit, because that's
Oh,
when my
okay.
family used to be up in the terrace a little bit. Um, but now when I moved in, once we moved to Nelson Street, I was already 2 years in the King school, and
Mm-hmm.
now the homies is the homies. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's from King school, I know everybody from Cornhill. Everything's good.
Right.
And then we moved to Brinkerhoff, Brinkerhoff and Eagle, and this is the beginning of junior high, Donovan School. And so it's important. It's important to know these things because now, when you hit teenage years, you starting to get your little team together. You know what I'm saying? Who you
Right.
fucking
Right.
heavy. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
now um everybody moving around, everybody able to move on their own volition because we young, we some little young knuckleheads. We ain't on the porch too much no more. It's 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
um now so I'm starting to see more drip now again because like I said, we moving around drip. My nigga Buddha and oh damn, I'm tripping. I know he gonna cuss me out. I was in half, man. Buddha brother, man. Damn, shout out to
Right.
half. Damn, my bad, half.
Shout out to Half, man. Shout out
Shout out
to
to
Half.
half, man. Damn, yeah,
Yeah.
he was there. I met him back in the days too. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? This is the little crew. It was me, Drip, and Buddha and half. You know what I'm saying? And that was the team for a little minute once I hit
Right.
junior high. Um, and then once we got to that, so remember I told you me and Choke used to didn't really see eye to eye too much, but it wasn't nothing crazy. But then so one year, he used to fuck with Moet. Shout out to
Right.
my nigga Moet.
Yep.
It was Moet, Spliff. Now pay attention. Remember I told you I met Spliff when I was younger. That was
Right.
always my guy. Spliff was always
Right.
my guy.
Right.
So it was Choke, Moet, Spliff, and God bless the dead, Ali Galloway. They called him Alizé back in the days.
I remember. I remember Ali. You talk about Birdman brother, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
youngest, yeah.
I remember Ali.
Shout out to
Yeah.
God bless. And that was them. They had their little crew called For the Highway, or something like Three the Highway, something like that.
Oh yeah.
And we used to be, what I'm saying? There used to be like a little bit of little tension with us and shit, but Spliff was the glue. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I fuck with the homie, but you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, some dude you don't really fuck with. Like,
Exactly.
and,
Yeah.
and so one day, we was in junior high, so a year go by. You see niggas, we young, we ice grilling, we face fighting. We ain't really doing
Right.
too much crazy.
Right.
Yeah, you doing a bunch of face fighting, but
Right.
so one year, Spliff was walking. Me and Spliff was walking from school. Now, what happened with him was Moet got locked up on DFY, and I want to say Choke did too, because I don't think Choke. Yeah, Choke did too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I don't think Ali was even in school with us. He was just on some bad boy shit. I think he was
Right.
word. I don't even know how to say. I don't
Yeah.
even know where he was at the time. But I was fucking with Spliff. So one day we was walking home from school, and he got into it with somebody from, they used to call themselves Full Deck back in the day. He
Oh
got
yeah.
into it, but
Okay.
Brick Money Full Deck. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
this is how. So once, what I'm saying, it was a crazy fight on Grove Street. It was, what I mean? We was fighting
Oh,
them.
yo, not to cut you off, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
This was in the 90s.
This was in the 90s. This was in,
I remember. I know what you about to say.
yeah,
I remember that. I remember that day.
yeah.
Go ahead, sir. I remember this. I remember this.
So this was as a matter of fact, this was 90. If I had to take a guess, because I'm old as shit, this was 90 like 96, I
I was
want to
about
say.
to say, it was between 96 and 97 because I remember the day.
Yeah. It was like if it was between it was either 95 or 96. Because I remember the year we was in ninth grade.
Right,
Yeah. So and this is how so with that fight, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my man. So we fighting, you know what I'm saying? So with that fight comes that was his people's, like choking Moet was Spliff people's.
right.
So once Moet matter of fact, Moet and Spliff is cousins. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So once he get wind of that from DFY, he like, all right, yo, when he come home, I remember when he first came home, he was in Buddha hallway. Actually, I don't know how that shit happened,
right.
but he was in Buddha hallway, and he was like, yo, good looking. You know what I'm saying? For making sure Cuz was good out there, whatever. And me and him pieced it up. Me and him and Choke pieced it up, and now you got that's the glue. You know what I'm saying? It's me, Choke, Moet, Spliff, Drip. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? My man Half. But you know what I mean? This is now the crew is forming. You understand what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. Yep.
um, and then we used to be hustling over there on this is now I'm still living on BranchOff because remember y'all lived up the block on BranchOff. Remember?
Yeah, yeah. We lived on Brinkley
Yeah.
Square.
Spring Square, right? I was on
Yep.
Bringing Eagle, um, so around that time, so now see because it's crazy because we used to be hustling at this other kid house. If y'all remember, I know people probably know it was Jamal Moody, but Jam, whatever.
Yeah,
We used to be at
yeah. I
his crib
remember
heavy.
Jamal. Yep.
Yeah, we used to be over his house. That was the trap house. You know what I'm saying? It was going down over there on Nelson
Right.
Street. It was crazy. And this is around the time. See, a lot of people. I don't know if people forgot because a lot of people, family came from New York. A lot of times, dudes from New York. This was when New York and Utica was going back and forth.
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Heavy. You know what I'm saying? If you
Right.
niggas from Utica dying, niggas from New York dying,
Yep.
and if some dudes used to be some dudes had family from the city and bringing them up, hustling with them and all of that shit. And
All that.
so
All
we
that.
on the block. We used to have to chase a couple niggas from you know what I mean, off the block because I mean I ain't gonna knock them. They used to come to the town and take over blocks. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So we used to have to chase niggas off the block. And I remember a couple times, man. It was matter of fact, um, man, the nigga who was you know what I'm saying did that shit to the fan, man. He brought his peoples up. We had to chase them niggas off the block.
Right.
When that shit
Right.
happened, remember Prenny?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
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 When he first hit the town, he tried to come over and take over Nelson Street, and we wasn't having that shit for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, at the time, we was underneath Tim Nice and them, Tim Nice, Nard, and all of them. We was
Mm-hmm.
underneath them. We was young. They was the older ones hustling, giving us, you know what I'm saying, making sure we was good out there and shit. So
Right.
niggas made sure nobody was on that block. We was, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Definitely. I feel you. The OGs, man. Shout out to the OGs, man.
Shout
I
out to the
remember them.
OGs. They made sure,
I remember them
we
niggas.
and I know another shout out to because when I was trying to get in, they wasn't trying to let me in because I was going to school. Like I was one of the school niggas. I was going to
Right.
school. Like I was getting up every day going. You know what I'm saying? I used to be over
Right.
there like, yo, let me get a pack. They used to be like, you went to school?
Right.
Nah, go man, get out of here, man. Go to school. You know what I'm saying? Gotta go to school and
Right.
shit. So that's why I made it to the 12th. You know what I'm saying? I made it to the 12th grade and just did retarded shit. But
Right.
yeah, they made sure the nigga was good, man.
So
But
do you think your neighborhood that you grew up in, like Cornhill, do you think that played like a major part in like your view of the world?
um, yeah, absolutely. You know what? So the way I view things is so Utica's small. Utica's tiny. Cornhill is even smaller.
Right.
Um, and then you really got to get out of Cornhill. You got to kind of travel to learn. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't. So, for instance, you might go down, say, you go down to like a bigger city, and they don't understand that everything that happens in their city happens in our city too. It might
Right,
not ever be a larger scale, but it happens. You're gonna die same way as rats, roaches, grimy people, good people.
right,
It's the same thing in everybody else's town. It's the same thing happened in our town. You see what I'm saying? And
exactly, exactly.
having to, yeah. And so I didn't know that until I had to travel outside of the town to see different shit. You know what I'm saying? See
Yeah,
different
yeah,
things. And I be trying to explain that to certain people who think that, yo, ain't nothing. Like, nah, you come up there, it's the same kind of malicious shit that go on in your town that go on in our town too. You feel what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Hmm.
When I go to so when I used to go to like Syracuse or something like that or whatever, and I know it's some dudes there or a crew there or a project there that give it up. You don't go out there acting like you know what I'm saying? Don't go out there acting like you the shit and stepping out and just being noticed. Not respect people hoods, man, because it can happen to you anywhere,
Yeah,
anywhere.
yeah.
You know what I'm
That's how
saying? I
them
don't
niggas.
care who you at.
That's how them. You know what's crazy that you say that because that's how them city niggas used to come to Utica. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
used
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
with that attitude, with their chests out, like nigga, this small town. These niggas don't know, nigga. We gonna take over, not knowing what you just said. This small town, nigga, it goes down here just on a smaller scale,
Just
and
on a
nigga,
smaller scale.
we ain't about to let you push over on us. And niggas, the evidence is there. The proof is in the pudding, nigga. Like it was going down in the '90s. Utica was hard in the '90s, man. Like it was hard to survive. Like that's why I be like, if niggas survived in the '90s in Utica, son, you a soldier to me. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely.
So,
Because
because
you know what it
everybody
is.
went through it.
Everybody, it's if you ain't have a block, I don't know what to tell you because you wasn't really getting no money if you ain't have a block. If you ain't have a
Yeah.
spot, remember spots was in play. You
Yep.
had to have a block. There wasn't no cell phones unless you just had bread. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
pages was the shit. We niggas had pages and all that, but you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If you a young boy trying to get money, if you know how you know what I mean, you got your little pager or whatever, you got your little customers, but you ain't getting no real cake because the dudes who got the blocks, the dudes who got the spots was the ones who was getting the real money. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And you can
Right.
make a name for yourself. I'm not saying you can't, but it wasn't you had to survive. Like you had to be the one putting yourself out there, and it just to me it was all I mean, it was a dumb maneuver, if you ask me. I always want to
Right.
educate people on how this shit always played out. This is really because none of this shit was meant to last. You see what I'm saying? Like we
Right.
getting money, we on the block. You know, you got Kazar and Briggs and Liggins riding past you. You got a whole 500 pack in your pocket with the hammer on you and all. You looking to go down. You looking to go to
Exactly.
DFY. You looking to go to the
Exactly.
county. Yeah, and they waiting for you to act crazy. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't
Hell yeah.
designed for us to go out there and cake it. You know what I'm saying? But we did it anyway because we fell for the you know
Yeah.
we
Niggas
fell
fell
for
for
the
the
bait.
bait. Niggas
Yeah, we
fell.
fell for the bait. Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
fell for the bait, and it's a continuous cycle. It's a continuous cycle. We falling for the bait with that, right? And they always make a new gimmick for us to fall for the bait, right?
Right.
Right. The gimmick, the continuous gimmick is what we putting in the music, right? We glorifying that shit to death. I ain't gonna say it shit called it. We glorify it to death.
Right.
And that's the continuous bait, right? So
Right.
once we speak it, the next generation take it and grab it, and yeah, this is what it is, right? Now with social media and all of that, and the photos with the hammers in the photos, and you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, the fat asses now with the BB, like it's
The
shit is crazy, right? So
BBLs, the fake
yeah, the
titties, all kind of
BBLs, fake
yeah.
titties, and if you ain't getting no money,
Fake.
then we don't want you. That's the biggest problem we having right now. The young girls is telling the young boys, look, if you ain't got no paper, we don't want you. So that's what the young boy go do because his mama can't afford what he what he what he looking for. So guess what he go do? You see what I'm saying? He go get
Right.
that paper.
Right.
He go get that paper the way he's supposed to. And that's our continuous bait. We taking that shit and running. You know what I'm saying? And it
Be-
sucks because what you
Yo,
say?
being that you see, you just brought up a point that just crossed my mind, right? Being that we fall for the bait, okay, that has a lot to do with like community figures and mentors who we looked up to, like in the
Facts.
hood. Like, did you have any community figures or mentors that we looked up that you looked up to? That's like, damn son, I wanna get bread like him. I want this nigga to put me on because you said that niggas ain't want to put you on because you was in school. Niggas like, nigga, go to school, nigga, nah. So they did try to show you the right way, like,
They did.
nah, nigga,
They
do this.
did.
But you was rebellious, like at the time, young nigga, teenager, and you wanted
Yeah.
that bread. So how was that like?
It's crazy because so the same figures that's telling you to go to school is riding by you with the big car with the rims on it. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's in order to you got to actually take look within yourself to learn from somebody's mistakes because you get some people that don't learn at all. They're gonna make the same mistake two, three, four times. Doesn't matter, right?
Right.
So and so the same guys who used to be like, "Yo, nah, go to school, little nigga, yada yada yada," right? Ride by you with the rims. It took for them to do something stupid for me to be like, "Oh, nah, I can't." You know what I'm saying? I don't want
Right.
to do that. So it took for them to do something like get locked up, right? So prime example of that is I remember watching uh like Nice and all of them getting money, right? And then I'm watching them like, damn, he's in my head. I'm like, damn, they got it. They got it. Cars.
Right.
I've been in niggas' houses. Niggas' houses look nice, even though they ain't their houses. They rented. It's still they should
Right.
look good. And then nigga get locked up, right?
Right.
And in my head, I said, damn, his whole empire just crumbled. Come home,
Yeah.
yo, yeah, his whole empire just crumbled. That was a dumb move on his behalf. That's what I was saying to
Right.
myself coming up. So I'm saying to myself, all right, I'm never finna allow that to happen if it ain't worth it. So I don't know what he actually got locked up for. I want to say domestic. Let me be honest. With you. I don't know. I think him and this girl got in a fight. She put him away. I think that's what happened because there wasn't no drug shit. And
Right.
so in my brain, as a young boy, because I didn't have any guidance, right,
Mm-hmm.
on stay away from the empire, instead in my brain, I formulated my own thought process on, all right, I'm not going to allow my empire to get lost on something stupid like domestic or just just something retarded.
Right.
I was still saying, yeah, I'm gonna get this money, but I'm not gonna allow it to crumble doing something retarded. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When
Right.
I should have had a figure in my head saying, yo, everything about that was bad. Every single thing about that was bad. I didn't
Right.
have a figure in the community that was doing that. And they probably was some dudes there. It's just that they didn't whatever they had to say didn't reach my ears. You see what I'm saying? They might have
Oh,
reached
okay.
somebody else's ears, but
Right.
not mine. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because my older brother, he wasn't a street dude, and I looked up to him more than anybody. He was he's a sports dude, but it's just that when he went away, see him being a sports dude didn't resonate with me because anybody I hung with, we all was we all did something different. We all did something different from playing sports. I played football for a little while, but it wasn't like smoking the weed. It wasn't like going to the house parties. It wasn't like
Right.
you see what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You going to the house party, you smoking the weed. You fondling little joints, and we trying to peel with these joints, and then they looking at your sneakers like I ain't fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? They looking at your man, his right?
Right.
Your man
For real.
fly.
For real.
Yeah, and this is
For
what
real.
and this is the scar tissue that we have that say, you know what, I'm gonna get some bread. Fuck this shit. You see what I'm saying? At
Yeah.
least at least in my story. Some people might disagree, but with me, from what I see, that's what it is. It's a continuous I didn't have that figure. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So being that you did have your crew, which was Have, Buddha, you, and Spliff, right?
Yup, Spliff, Drip,
Drip,
Moet,
Moet.
um, Alizé. That
Mm-hmm.
was the crew at the time. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, that was y'all. Was that around the time that y'all came with the name and y'all formed Tree Squad?
Yeah, we was like when we was like 12, we had came up with some shit called ATF, right? It was called all types of weed. So this is when so, yeah, we was young, man. So
Yeah,
and so because when you're young, you just I don't know, we just had like this I don't know, we just smoked a lot of bud and we thought we was smoking the most exotic best bud, and little did we know it was straight dirt trash in the
stress,
ground.
stress.
Right. Yeah, it
Right,
was nothing. Like right. So because
yeah,
remember when what they had like chocolate tie was out,
yeah.
um Jamaican cess, so that's where I got my name from. My mother used to mess with this Jamaican guy, and he was bringing in some brick weed, and it was called a Jamaican cess, and I ain't gonna lie, I was hitting that joint. It was man, it was getting me where I needed to be,
Right.
and I took that name. So long story short, it was called ATF, and this is when it was just me, Jam, you know, Buddha, and all of them at the time.
Mm-hmm.
They still didn't have no names or nothing. We was just our regular old names. And then I don't know, one day we was sitting in the crib and we were just like, let's just go with the fuck, let's just start up the team. Tree Squad was the team. You know what I'm saying? This is like '94,
Right.
and everybody took hold of something as far as weed go. That's why you got Spliff, and that's why you got Cess. That's how you end up getting Dutch. Wow, I met Dutch when I was like 10. Damn, shout out to my boy Dutch too. Damn,
Shout
Dutch,
out
my
to Chuck. Shout out to Dutch.
shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
Dutch.
Dutch. Dutch can
Yeah, my
get you,
boy.
nigga.
Yeah, that's my boy, man. And that's how Dutch got his name, Dutch. Now it's crazy because we had two dudes who we was fucking with that ended up in different crews, but G Lee was fucking with us for a while too,
Right.
and his name was Endo, and then
Right.
Josh too, man. Ounce. That's how
Ounce.
he got his name, Ounce. Ounce. You know where you got your name from, my boy. Shout out to Ounce,
Right.
man.
Right.
Yeah,
I remember ounces with y'all, man, because yo,
yeah. Back on
it
BranchOff.
it was crazy, son, because I ain't gonna front, man. The concept, the way y'all broke that down and the concept of Tree Squad, how all y'all name resonated with like Bud, I was like, yo, that's hard. I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like it
yeah.
was
No doubt.
crazy.
Good looking. Good looking. Yeah, we took that, and we was young. Like I said, we was 13, 14, and we ran with that. And then we sat in the house, and then Henny. Everybody got their name. Henny, Moet, Choke.
Right.
My boy. Uh, and shout out to Laz, Mario Moore. He was in the team too.
Yeah.
And it was so many of us, man. We had like girls, twerk. You know what I'm saying? We had girls. They had their little teams and all that. So it was a little
Right.
movement when we was younger.
Right. It was. It definitely was.
It was a movement,
Y'all niggas
man.
was making noise, man. I'm not gonna hold you, my
That
nigga.
ass. I
Tree
appreciate
Squad
it. Look,
name did ring bells in the town. And everybody knew who y'all niggas was, man. Y'all
we was everywhere.
be, being that like the question I just asked you, like who was your community figure, nigga? Y'all was community figures in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
yeah.
from
Like it's crazy you said that because when you young, you just don't know what you finna. You just don't know what you finna do. You don't. You can't.
yeah,
You can't fathom the impact you're about to have when you're doing certain things. And I always hear people say, "Damn, if I'd have known what I knew then." And I say the same shit now. I'll be like, "Damn, if I just knew what I knew then," because you
right,
just don't know what you finna have. And I mean, granted, our town ain't big. We like 66,000, and then a
yeah,
hundred
like
thousand
60,
for Metro.
yeah, like
Yeah, we
60.
not big. So for our little, we just made a little impact for this little, you know what I'm saying, for the little city. Is from what I've heard from people who will talk to me now and be like, "Yo, y'all just put y'all foot, you know what I mean, in the ground." And I still be like, shed it off because I'm humble with it. Like it is, You know what I mean? We didn't. To me, we didn't. Though we made a little hood name, I wish we could have just made it real crazy. This was a hood name, and that's why I'm always humble about it because I'm still here doing what the regular Joe would do. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
Um, I never look down on nobody, never, ever, man. I'm humble with it. I hear people say, "Damn, you're welcome home. You a legend." Like I don't see the legendary. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it.
right,
But for
right.
what you saying, I could understand as far as like impact wise and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know what I mean? But
I mean,
damn,
because you gotta look at the stuff like this. Because like not too long ago, like a couple months ago, right?
yeah.
I made a post on Facebook, and the post related to like it was basically like you don't have to be internationally known or rich to be famous.
Mm.
You
All
feel
right,
what I'm
you're right.
saying?
You're right. You're
Like
right.
nigga in the town, niggas know you, niggas know
Right.
me, niggas know Choke, Split.
Right.
Like niggas
Right.
got names in the town. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
So
fact.
niggas is famous. Niggas is like what we call them, like local celebrities, ghetto famous,
Yeah, the
ghetto
hood
superstars, whatever.
legend, hood legend,
Hood legend, yeah, hood legend.
hood
Cause
legend. Yeah,
that's what the niggas said on my post when I put you niggas like hood legend. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And
yeah,
you'd be
yeah, yeah,
surprised about the impact that you have on people that you, like you just said, you don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, damn,
That's a
shit,
fact.
look at me like that, and you don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. You know what? After you say it like that, you got to just kind of take because whatever life they give you is the life you're just gonna have. So you kind of got to take it for whatever it's gonna for whatever it is. Like if this is what it was, then hey, I made the impact. I was good. I lived all right. You know what I'm saying? And as
Leave
long
a
as I made
legacy.
some type, yeah,
Nigga
leave some
definitely
type
get
of
you.
legacy.
Nigga definitely gonna go down at Utica Cornhill history. Nigga leave a legacy. So
305,
telling
right?
you. So we go. All right. Now I want to fast forward to how the branch off came about. How did that come about, and who was involved in that? Like, who was? Did you bring some of your Tree Squad team into it, and who was the like official members of branch off?
So with that, we had so after like years of um being with the team and like I said, it was like at one point in time it was like 18 of us, but people drop off, people go their different ways, and you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Mhm.
We sat there and we came up with it instead of it just being like some young we smoke a lot of weed type shit. We came with an actual name for that shit. And Henny one day was just like, "Yo, trust, respect each other equally." That was the motto. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right,
a lot of dudes are fall apart from people thinking that they a general and you got a bunch of soldiers. Nah, we was all our own little general. You know what I'm saying? We all had our own little thing going on. I didn't never son nobody. I might have taught somebody. You know what I'm saying? But I
right,
never
right,
son nobody. Like far was like, yo, this is my little man right here. Like, yo, you ain't bigger than me. You know what I mean? Never that. So
right, right.
um, we started doing music. Um, inspirational. Your bro, shout out to Tone, man. He was me and him used to always like back and forth with the music and talk about
Right.
it and everything. And I remember he was talking about, yo, he finna put an album out and all of that. And at the time, we
Mhm.
was in the works. We're coming up with an album. Um, we met when I met Dutch. He was man. Dutch used to be scratching on the remember the old school
Right.
uh yeah
Yeah. Yeah.
turntable, just the
Yes.
one. Yeah, Dutch. So we started doing. Dutch was always the one DJing music, and then so one day, um, he just was like, "Yo, I want to do some music." We started doing music, and then we met Ty. Shout out to my boy Ty, man. We met Ty in school, him and Spliff, and then we Sos, Sos came along with Dutch. Dutch and Sos was cool with each other,
Hmm.
and at the time it was like, yo, let's just do the label, man. Let's you know what I'm saying? Let's get it in. Like we gonna do some music. It's nobody in the town doing it. It was real. It was nobody. Like
Right.
Fatigue might have he had like a little thing going on.
Right.
And then Nostra had something too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I remember Nostra too. Yeah. Yeah.
Nostra, yep.
Yeah.
They was real inspirational in what we wanted to do. And then yo, we was doing just little cuts here and there, and then we got a microphone. You know how I go to old school shit, throw the
Yeah.
microphone in the
Yeah.
closet, record some tracks, and we started getting money. You know what I'm saying? I want to take it back a little bit because it's privy to the story. So during
Hmm.
the time when we was Tree Squad, I told you we had like the ongoing feud with it was like I said, it was full deck at the time, but then they turned into Brick Money, whatever. But
Right.
we used to always we go back and forth with them. That was the beef back in the days and shit like that.
Yeah. Y'all niggas was beefing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we was beefing back in the days.
Yeah.
Yup, yup.
I
And
remember that.
but shout out to a lot of them. I'm cool with most of them now. It was kiddie shit. Like if you ask them to this day why we had problems with each other, nobody can tell you why. Not not one
Right.
person.
Right.
It was just it was the shit with Spliff, but that was isolated. It could have been them two got it in, and then it could have been over. But it spilled. We was young, so it spilled out. Kids thinking like kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
through the years of that, you know what I'm saying, we started to formulate the music thing. Like, yo, we did some diss tracks, but we never put them out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
then so when we met Ty was down. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't from here, but we met him, instantly connected with him, and me, him, and Fat Boy was like, and Sos was in Dutch. I'm sorry, me, Ty, Fat Boy, Drip, Sos, and Dutch was just like, yo, let's just do this label shit. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
we started doing the label. We went took some money out and put it on the MPC, the drum machine, the
Right.
MP1 at the time, because this was like 2000. Hold on, so like
And you can hear me still?
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. Yep.
You can still hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on. Technical difficulty, bro. All right. You hear me?
Yeah. You hear me?
Oh no.
Probably because normally when you do
Hold on, I
when I
can't
go,
hear you.
you can hear me.
Yo.
Yo. Yo.
Okay. I don't know, my shit is blanked out. But yeah, at the time, so we was getting used. Now we started, we was getting a little bit of change and shit. We just said, fuck it, we just do a label. We got the MP.
Right.
And at the time, the studio was on. We didn't even know. Studio was down on Genesee Street, um, Evolution Studios.
Oh, you talk about the old school joint by like YMCA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, it's down more. It was down by the plaza not even there no more. That's crazy. But
Oh,
it was a
word.
plaza. I don't know if you remember. It was like a little tiny mini plaza back way. It was like on the corner of Genesee and
Oh, you talk about the joint by like across the street from like New York Connection.
yeah, Evolution
Yeah,
Studio.
I know what you're
Uh-huh.
talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
Got in there, started just doing the music. Came with the first album was Filthy. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
We brought in now everybody from the Tree Squad at this time. Now it was just still the same members, but it wasn't. Dudes are still cool, but everybody went their own way. So now it's just we didn't want to come with like Tree Squad records or nothing like that. So we started thinking of names. You know what I'm saying? Something else,
Right.
but we wanted to still correlate with Tree Squad. See what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so I don't know, we for like maybe like man, like 2-3 months we shot around names and you know what I'm saying, trying to figure it out. And we came up with it was so many different different names, man. And I think we came up with like two names apiece and then just put them on the table, and we just was like, yo, you know what, BranchOff sound fire.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yep.
But once we got that, now we need a logo.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my boy had this kid down in Long Island who do dope lit. He was dope with the logos and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, shouts to Ty. Ty did a lot of legwork for us, a lot of legwork, man. I'm gonna tell you more about it as we go on. But he ended up, you know, showing us a bunch of logos and shit like that. And that's how we ended up coming with the BranchOff logo with the tree, and it's like a corporate tree type thing. It's
Right.
fire,
Right.
man. And then, you know, with the all of the, you know, what rap was at that time was everybody had the chain with the logo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Break Money
So
had the
we was
chain. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you know we had to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So we
Right.
had to do it. So
Right.
we we go and get the chains made, man. And that was like the start of it right there, man. It was yo, I was so hyped, man. Yo, listen, when we got that MP out of Big Apple, man, I took that motherfucker and raised it to the sky. Cause I was
Right.
just so hyped. I was so hyped that we was finna do
Right.
something other than like just I felt like we was already out of the hood, man. That's how hype
Yeah.
I was. That's how
That's
ready
the
I was ready to
feeling.
go.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Your brother had dropped his album. Like I was so hyped about everything. You know, like, yo, here we come type shit.
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah.
So Ty, okay, Ty, right? I think I remember Ty. He was whether he did like the light skinned dude from Long Island.
Yeah. Yep.
I remember Ty, man, because he had moved. Because he was chilling with us for a little while too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
chilling with us, terrorist niggas and shit. And I think he moved up there. He had a sister, right?
Yeah, Marshall. Yep.
Yeah, I remember them, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I actually went to his crib in Long Island when we had took Dutch to Queens and like 9-7.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me and my brother
Yeah.
took Dutch to Queens at like 9-7, and I forgot, but it was something that Dutch had to do with my brother. You know, them niggas was on that music shit. I wasn't on that. You know what I'm saying? So we went to the city, and my brother took us down to the city. It was me and my brother and Dutch. We went to the city, and we went to Queens. And I remember Dutch got on a payphone, called. I don't know if he was calling Ty or one of them Mob Deep niggas. If he knew them niggas back there, I don't know.
Mob
But
Deep. Yeah, we fuck with them
yeah.
heavy.
Yeah, and we ended up going to Ty crib, and that's, you know what I'm saying. And I was like, oh, that was the first time I seen Ty since he left Utica, because you know he was going to Proctor for a little while. Then he moved back to the city. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Yep. That's
yeah,
exactly
I
what
remember
happened, man.
Ty, man. That nigga still alive?
Yeah, that's the homie. I just talked to him. I just talked to him. Well, I sent him the link today, so he probably watching. Shout out to Ty if you watching. If
Shout
not, he
out to
probably gonna
Ty,
watch
man. I
later.
wonder if that nigga Ty remember me, man. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, I
Nah, he
went to
remember
that
you.
nigga crib. Know
He
what I
remember
mean?
you.
Oh, word?
Yeah, he remember you. He remember the bro. He remember I said he a Utica nigga. I always tell him that you Utica nigga.
Because Ty had the grill back then.
Yeah, he had the Did he have the fronts? I think
He
he had
had
the
he had the
bottoms.
bottoms.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
had the bottoms.
He had the bottoms. I remember that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so BranchOff at this time, what year was this?
This was 2000.
The
Cause
year
50.
2000?
Yeah, this was 50. Yeah, this was 99, 2000. I would say because what happened was I had got locked up in 99 for some
Yeah.
I got locked up for some crazy shit. It'll be in the documentary, man. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
another thing. We're doing a documentary soon.
Definitely.
The album coming soon. Get out more on that in a little while. But I got locked up for something crazy in 99. So and then Ty came and was like, yo, this is where it's at. Let's get started. And so around 2050, this was 50. 50 was killing the industry with
Underground.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
How to
yeah,
Rob. That's where he came in. How to Rob.
hot. Yeah, man. He was coming in. He came in hot, man.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
didn't want to take that approach but we probably should have because it was the gimmick at the time. But you don't be trying to follow everybody gimmick.
Right.
But so we wanted to showcase Dutch too, because Dutch was vicious with the beats.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we ended up just go ahead and started coming with our own music at the time. And I want to say around that time we fathered a couple dudes to come with their label. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I could be, some people might think different, but after we came with that label, here come the pop-up labels, and it ain't nothing against nobody else who came with the label after us. I would say that we probably inspired dudes that say, yo, fuck it, we could do it too. You see what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Because after we came with the BranchOff label, everybody pop up with a label. Like, yeah. And I think that was good for the town, actually, if you ask me. I think it was because nobody was doing nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you
So
had
it was about the year 2000, 2001, we came out with the Filthy album.
I never heard that album, man. I gotta hear that, man.
Yeah, you gotta hear that, man.
I never heard that.
That was the start of it all. That was the fire. That shit was. You ask me, that was man, classic joint, man.
I gotta hear that. I never heard that, man. I gotta hear that album, man. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really heard none of the albums. Really, I haven't heard like Brick Money, Hillbillies with R. and them niggas. I never heard that. I heard a few songs. I never heard Stack of Mill. I heard a few Stack of Mill songs. You know what I'm saying? I heard a few of y'all songs, but I never heard nobody's full album.
Yeah, no, I sent them to you. I got a couple we did because that's what we did later on in life. We did some joints with we did a joint with Lazy K.
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, I remember the Lazy K joint. You know what I mean? Because y'all did have the time in the frenzy when that was going off. Like they hooked up with Lazy K. Okay, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember that.
We was trying to step away from. We was trying to do. We was trying to make it to where, yo, let's. We got to get out there somehow. It's cool to put the albums in the area, and everybody loved us. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a thing.
Right.
It was we had the town behind us. Funny story was one time we was in an after party. I ain't gonna never forget this. I'm walking through the after party and shit. And it's like some little young kid. I'm trying to get through. So his boy was drunk, but he had his feet out.
Right.
So I'm trying. It was me, Sos, and I want to say Henny. But so anyway, we walking through and I'm like, excuse me, yo, the dude, one of the young boy hopped up. Yo, what the fuck is you doing in the after party? Yo, what you doing here, man? Yo, you famous, right? I'm looking at him like he crazy because
right.
Like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like ain't made it nowhere. Feel me?
Right.
But it's just that the promotion we promoting, we was promoting like we already made it. Put it
a legend, nigga. Yeah.
Right. So he grabbed his boy legs because his boy wouldn't move his feet. Yo, get out the way, yo. The sets of them coming through. Yo, watch out, yo. Yo, what you doing it? Yo, y'all know who this is? I shit you not.
Right.
I'm thinking that he being funny though. I'm like, yo, stop playing. You know what I mean?
Right.
He was dead ass serious.
Right.
So after I looked at him and seen he was serious, I'm just like, yo, good looking. You know what I'm saying? Yo, promoting the album tour and all that, like the next album, whatever. You're like, yo, I got all your shit. Yada yada yada. So I say that to say that's the kind of energy we was putting out at that time. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Promoting like we already made it. And we messed with a couple dudes who, we did a lot of music with the infamous mob and shit like that. We did, shout out to Dutch, them the Dutch peoples for real. Dutch and Ty like really made it to where, you know what I'm saying, we was able to make it happen with them dudes and shit like that. Godfather and Ty Nitty and Noid and all of them. So
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Absolutely.
Word. Cause Dutch been connected with them niggas for a minute, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Them people.
Even when a nigga Prodigy came home, you know what I'm saying? Dutch put the video up on Facebook, like he was there for Prodigy's release. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From prison. So that was a good look on Dutch, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Kind of give it to people like, yo, look, we was around that area. We was inspired, we was trying to inspire, people to put their foot in the ground, like, yo, come on, because it can happen. It ain't a lot of these dudes ain't unreachable or untouchable. It
Right.
ain't cool.
Swear to
You see what
God.
I'm saying?
Swear to God.
Yeah.
Swear to God.
We
So
actually Deuce
go ahead.
5 actually, as a matter of fact, we was in the source. Deuce 5 and the infamous Mob song, they did a song together. That shit was in the source, man. That was a big moment too. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all was in the source?
Yeah, we was in the source. We made it in the source, man.
Damn, nigga,
Yeah.
I probably heard about it back then, but straight up forgot. You know what I'm saying? But damn, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
because it wasn't like it was some big gigantic article. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. It was a little it was a little
Right,
square, right?
right,
And it was, they had a bunch of songs that just wasn't signed. You see
right.
what I'm saying?
Oh, like how
So
they
it
did
was
the unsigned hype
like
joint?
huh?
Like how you talk about like the unsigned hype.
Yeah, similar. It was similar to that, but it wasn't the unsigned hype because unsigned hype was what was that, double XL, right, or something like that.
Unsigned. Oh yeah, that was double XL. Okay, yeah.
I want to say a double XL. I can't remember,
I think it was double
but
XL.
they had like a bunch of little like songs that that was like getting motion, but it wasn't signed yet. You know what I'm saying? And yeah,
Right.
Deuce 5 did a song with one of them and shit, and
Oh, all
that
right.
was definitely fire, man. I'm keeping stack.
Okay. So being that y'all had a record label and everything, and would y'all like back in the record label with the drug money, right? Okay.
Yeah. So when it came to all right, so when it came to yeah, you could say that because so the way they put it is like, yo, it was a front. No, it wasn't a front. Actually, it was actually, we was literally had the label, right? The
Mm-hmm.
LLC. We had the business account, and we actually sold CDs, right?
Right.
And funneled that CD money that we sold through the business account. And anything after that, we was paying for studio time with the money from the CDs. We was paying for anything under the contract. Like, so when we started BranchOff, it was us. Then we went out to Syracuse, right,
Mm-hmm.
and got these two young boys, Ace and Vegas, which they was on fire.
I
You know what I'm
remember. I
saying?
remember Ace in Vegas. I
Yeah,
remember that.
Ace and Vegas
Yeah.
was, yo, I'm telling you, like crazy on fire. So
Yeah.
they was under contract. So when they come contract state, yo, you gotta feed them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Transportation. Hey, yo, they didn't let us. When they came, they made sure we fed them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look,
Right.
get that
Right.
pizza. So, but nah, yeah, we was under contract with them. So when they came, we had to make sure that their well being was good. Like, you know what I'm saying? If they needed, clothing, food, whatever. Which, we street dudes. You ain't going to nobody saying, yo, I need a hotel. They lived in Cuse. They would just come down. They was literally like brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, come down. And since it's the business though, you gotta make sure it's gotta be on business. So if they hungry, we all gonna eat. It ain't like,
Yeah.
we gotta feed them every time. It was just a contract. You know what I'm saying? So and these are
Right.
things that you had to put on. You had to put that in, on paper.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I will say though, it's like the problem with that is people don't when they get a label. I think our biggest mistake was we didn't use the label to eat. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
let me say it a better way. Instead of using money that you got, just kill all that money. You got this label now. This is your business now. If you
Right.
don't make money through this business, then you don't pay your bills because you ain't sold no CDs. You ain't did no shows. You ain't, and I think that's where the mistake started to come into play.
I mean,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
you gotta think about it like this too. Like, niggas was young. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, niggas probably didn't really know the business like that. You know what I'm saying? Because now that we older, like you said earlier, we wish we knew what we knew now back then. So being that niggas probably ain't have no street team, promotion, marketing. You know what I'm saying? So niggas probably ain't had none of that. So that's just a lesson learned from the back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because niggas was just, I mean, back in the day, you know, niggas was just thinking about, I mean, niggas had the business perspective, like as far as the label, but niggas was really focused on getting money. You know what I'm
Fact.
saying?
That's a
So
fact.
you had to look, like you said, you got to look like the rapper. Oh, we can get these chains now, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We got the
Yeah.
label, we can get the chains, we got the car, we got the money, we got the bitches. So niggas was living like rappers, but they wasn't like, as far as the business goes, niggas wasn't living that type of lifestyle. Like when they wasn't taking care of the business end of the bargain as far as the label.
Yeah, no, we was, yep, we was, and you think about it now. When I say this is 2001, we was 21 years old, right?
Yeah, young, yeah,
Young,
yeah,
21, getting it, and don't know what to do with it, right? So, like you just said, the business aspect. Um, somebody, the one who had the most, um, who was more business savvy was Ty, because he down in the mix of it. He in New York City, so when we started messing with Tone Capone. And Tone Capone, he was trying to guide us through what to do, how to do
right,
things business wide and all of that. So we knew a little bit, but we just, like you said, we just didn't have enough know-how to be like, all right, this is what's supposed to happen. X, Y, and Z, dotting our I's, crossing our T's. We just didn't have that. We didn't have that knowledge to say, yo, hold on, let's not mix that with this. Feel what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
We knew we wasn't supposed to, so we tried, but we just didn't know enough to put us on the map for business. Like, we didn't have lawyers. We was going in there ourselves. When the contracts would come in, we reading it, not understanding the damn thing. You see what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, yeah, young dumb nigga shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
21, 22, trying to read a contract that's this thick. It's like, I don't know half the shit say. You know what I'm saying?
skipping pages and all that shit. Like, man, listen, man, we ain't got time. Let's hit the spot. Let's go get some money. I know.
Yo, for
Yo,
real. Like,
yeah,
nah, where I signed that type shit, man. And
right,
we had did I think we had like we went to a lot of labels, but we wasn't really getting offers that we wanted to hear, because once again we had Ace in Vegas, and so in the beginning of that, like I said, rap was to me was like my dream. So at the beginning, this is a prime example of not knowing the business. So in the beginning, I mean, I love Ace in Vegas and shit, but the rap was my dream too. So at the beginning, I'm just like, yo, nah, I'm not. I'm gonna put myself out. And I remember
right,
they had did a couple songs that was fire, right?
right,
The whole team was like, yo, yeah, nah, we gonna put them to the front. And I couldn't fathom it for a while, because I know what I was able to do.
right,
And for my boy Ty pulled me to the side, like, yo, listen, they got the wave right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
right,
what you wanna, if you don't want to finance them, then we'll finance them. I'll finance them. You know what I'm saying? And at first, I was like, yeah, fuck it, yeah, do y'all, yeah, I'm gonna finance myself, type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
right,
go ahead.
right,
But after sitting down and thinking about it heavy and listening and seeing that they got the same, you know what I mean, same kind of dream we got, shit, I came to my senses, because that was my unsensible part talking at the time.
right,
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right,
Unsensible self, like, nah, it's a unit. And that's me. See, the way I was thinking the first time when I was being unsensible is the
mhm.
same reason why a lot of these crews had split up.
Yeah,
You see what I'm
yeah.
saying?
You
So
know what? I
I had
always
to,
look at
like,
stuff
I had a
like
lot of
that.
soul searching to do in the beginning, because I just couldn't. I'm like, nah, I mean, I love them to death, but I'm gonna put myself from. But then after a while, we put the whole company behind them too for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We still did our music too, but they were supposed to be the first ones in the door, and that we was really close, really close.
So they was like, so y'all was gonna push them as far as like they was gonna be the face of BranchOff in the beginning.
Yeah, because it was I know I skipped the part. So when it was when we first started, it was just me. Like I said, it was me, Dutch, Henny, Ty. Me, Ty, Sos, and Drip was the CEOs. That was 4 CEOs, and then Dutch was the president, and that was the company right there. And then underneath us, we was the artists too. We had picked up Damati, Damaris, she was the singer,
Right.
and then we went and got Ace of Vegas. So once we started, rolling, we knew Deuce Five from a while ago, from way back. Knew he was already nice to death. And we picked up Deuce 5 too. Along the line, we picked up Benny Slums.
Oh, shout out to Benny. Shout out to my nigga Benny, man.
Yeah, Slums, man. Get home
Slums,
safe,
man.
Yeah. Picked up Slums, and in the regular crew, Spliff, Henny, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We ended up we tried to sign another female, she didn't work out. And then so as the time went, we kind of thought we needed like a younger crew because we was trying to reach the younger generation too.
Right.
Because we was kind of like out of touch. Like I want to say, you would hear the young boys playing the music in the town, but it wasn't none of our music. See what I'm saying? Because we was just doing something different.
Right.
And I think we was on the right path. We should have stuck to that, but we tried to do something else. But and then long story short, we went and got Hood Ave, but it never came to fruition because we was already like in transition into something else. You know what I'm saying? But we shout out to Hood Ave. They was on their Blaze, and all of them was under us for like a little while too.
Yo, Hood Ave. Okay. Hood Ave. I remember Hood Ave, nigga. Yo, I heard a few of the joints, you know what I'm saying? Niggas was spitting, niggas was fired. You know what I'm saying? So Hood Ave, who was that again?
That was it was like, man, yo, it was so many little dudes. It was so many of them, but the main ones I remember was Blaze, Queezo.
Yep. It was the young niggas.
Yeah, but they was the younger group.
It was the young niggas, yeah.
Yep.
I remember Hood Ave, man. They was making noise. They was making noise for a minute too, man. I remember Hood Ave, man, because like the name caught my attention off the rip. I was like, Hood Ave. Like these niggas from the town? Boom. Yeah. And the name caught my attention. I was like, okay, now I want to give a listening ear. Cause I'm like, damn, that's a hard ass name. You know what I'm saying? Niggas could have ran with that.
I said the same thing. I said, damn, I like that name. And they was spitting. They was spitting.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. Blaze still be that yo, this shit's fire. I always got
Blaze one of the hardest, man. Blaze,
shout out to Blaze. Don't
man.
stop, my guy.
Yeah.
If you listening, Blaze, if you listening later, yo, just keep spitting, bro. Don't stop that. For real, man. I don't care if he's still young too. He ain't that old. I think he's in his 30s. Still young.
Blaze got it, man. He just gotta have the right street team, marketing, promotion, all that behind it. Because I mean, you know how it is.
I think he actually under So Savvy. I think up over there with dollars in them. I want to say I can't.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak on their business. I don't really know too much about it, but I think so. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think they. I mean, we ain't speaking on business. Niggas putting it on the internet. So you know.
Right. You right.
So I mean, once you put something on the internet, it's everybody's business. Nigga.
Everybody knows.
You know what I'm saying? So, I seen that I seen that too. I seen exactly what you seen. So back to the BranchOff, right? So boom. Y'all niggas got the label, y'all signed the artist, y'all got the business contract. So how did that conflict with your business and y'all being in the streets as far as like the hustling and everything? Like, were you more dedicated to you as an individual, not the team? Were you more dedicated to the business side or the hustling side?
So of course, you dedicated to that hustle because without that, you ain't paying nothing.
Right.
I think so. I think to answer that question, I would say I was more dedicated to the hustle. Though I was loved to do music, like I love, and I still love it to this day. But now that you asked that question and I had a chance to actually think about it, Nah, I was more dedicated to the hustle because if I was dedicated to the music, I would have stopped hustling to do the music. Feel me?
That's a fact.
The
Yeah.
conflict came, like I was just saying, the conflict came when um you start saying to yourself, well, fuck, if this don't work, I got, 5, 10
Yeah.
bricks. I ain't worried about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Still gotta eat. Still gotta eat.
Still gotta eat, yeah. And I
Yeah.
think really, like I said, that's where we kind of made the bad decision mentally. Nobody, it was an elephant in the room that nobody was willing to say, yo, let's sit down and have a real deep discussion on the future of what we really finna do. Because like I said, we mess with the infamous, and we was fucking with Tat Wizard, we was fucking with Tone Capone. Yo,
Right.
we was doing shows, man. We did shows on West Virginia. We did a show on Rikers Island. I ain't
Oh,
never even know you could do a show on
okay.
Rikers Island. Um but to get back to that, instead of us saying, yo, let's sit down and have a meeting on this and say, yo, listen, let's stop hustling because eventually, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and let's put forth our livelihood on the music because it just makes you go harder, is what I'm saying. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you got fallback money, why would you go hard on this if you know for a fact if this don't work, you still got 200,000-300,000 to your name. You ain't worried about that.
Right.
And I think that's
Right.
when our conflict came in, and we should have just, hey, if we don't do music, we don't eat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we probably would have made it a little bit more urgent.
So I'm gonna ask you this: being that now that we into the BranchOff thing and the business side and the hustling side, so how did you manage the risk of getting caught? And like, what were your strategies of like as far as like staying under the radar while you were doing this? Because like you said, you was you was flashy, you had the chain, you had the cars, you had the money. So how did you manage to stay under the radar? Like, what were your strategies?
Um, so going back to watching dudes older than me make the mistakes, right?
Right.
This is a new era. There was no more spots. You get a block or a spot, you got 3 months tops. You're dead.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So basically, we kind of like watch, watch the mistakes, watched, and not only dudes older than us, we watched dudes, our peers' mistakes too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Other crews was doing shit that was just blatant. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you could, if I can see it, right, best believe the fucking people can see it, because
Right. Right.
they this is their job to make sure they catch you. So,
Right.
and if I'm not pocket watching you, but you showing me what you doing, like blatantly, yeah, you finna get. So I'm in my head, I'm like, yo, yeah, I'm definitely not doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We basically was like on some shit like, yo, no, don't all of the meeting people and like in the parking lot and all of that. Why would you meet? So my thing was, why would you meet somebody in the grocery store parking lot, right? Where it's a
Right.
million people, you don't know who watching, right?
Right. Exactly.
Meet somebody where you can see who coming in, coming out. That was
Right.
one.
Right.
Your phone. Yo, once you start learning the law, you start learning that, if your phone not active for 30 days, you got 30 days to be active, right? So if you got a phone, um, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, look, we're gonna use this 30 days, boom. If I got 5 people, I'm gonna go get if I'm getting money, look, I got 5 people. I'm finna go get 5 phones. I'm gonna get them
Right.
to y'all.
Right.
This is just for me and you only. After 30
Right.
days, let me get those. Here go another one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We got 30 days. Don't call nobody on this phone but me, and vice versa. That's how, and we was always watching. Always watching. If you our paperwork is public. So it
Right.
ain't anything I'm saying, it ain't no secrets. But if you watch, if you read the investigation, the the head investigator was saying, like, yo, it was just so hard to get these guys because we was just like always, head on swivel. I'm talking about I would circle the house 5, 6 times. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If
Right.
I'm circling the house, I'm going through all the parking lots around the house just to see who watching. I'm watching.
Right.
We ain't parking at each other cribs. You see what I'm saying? That was another thing. If I go to Fat Boy, if I go to Drip House, I'm parking around the corner. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? Shit like that. See, I sent you some pictures, but I don't have a lot of pictures with the team
Right.
henceforth because that's how they, you know what I'm saying? When I watched, I don't know if you remember them dudes from Syracuse, all of them crews that went down, like
Oh yeah, I was locked up
Boot
with a few of them.
Camp and Elk
Yeah.
Block and all them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
listening to their stories and watching how they was catching them, the pictures, everybody in their cars and all that, like, yo, no, we ain't doing
Yeah.
that. We ain't
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I had like, I think I had a Lexus at the time in the act. Other than that, no, I had a Mitsubishi. I had a, I had dumb cars, man. Like I wasn't because I wasn't trying to be flamboyant and flashy. See what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Personally, that was just asking, yo, we was 21, 22. Why would I have a Benz,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got the
Yeah.
Benz. I'm hopping out with at the time the watch was the Technos. Got the
Oh yeah.
Techno Marines.
Techno Marines. Yeah.
Yeah, we got the
Mm-hmm.
Techs. We got the canary yellow diamond chain,
Right.
14 karat thick gold. Why would I hop out the Benz? Right?
Right.
Look, no job, no nothing. It didn't make no sense. So we was trying to negate some of that because we was already doing wrong, but we was trying to negate some of that. That was some of the ways of staying out the way.
Okay. So what was your life like during the time of you involved in the drug game? Like, what was your life like? You know what I'm saying? What would like?
Um,
Were you like taking trips? Were you partying a lot? You know what I'm saying?
oh man,
What was it like?
man, party. Shit. Boy, we started. Let me see. I think we started on Wednesday, end on Sunday. That's how that
That
shit was.
that's how
Yep.
it was. Yeah.
The life. I ain't gonna lie. The the money was cool, right? The life was stressful though, and I always want to. I try to. I definitely don't want to glorify it. I'll do more educating than anything, but I'm not gonna fake it like we didn't have. We had fun. Like it was fun because we had money. You know what I'm saying? But it
Mm-hmm.
was stressful because now this is how the game will change your brain thought, your brain power, right? Your thought process. You know, you ready to go at any time because that's how you got to be in these streets, right?
Right.
I remember I'm gonna share a story with you real quick. I remember me and my brother got into an argument over something retarded. Two was retarded, and once again, he grew up in the era when there wasn't no guns. He grew up in that fighting era, so he like, oh yo, oh look, come on outside then, little nigga. You know what I'm saying? You think you
right.
tough,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So, of course, I think I'm tough though.
Mm-hmm.
So I go out, I go behind him, but he don't see that I grab the, the tech, big joint.
Right.
But he steady walking. He don't hear me. He don't hear it, but I'm behind him with it. So
Right.
he come
Right.
outside. We get outside, and I don't know. Once he's seen it, he's frozen. He like, damn, that's what I'm saying. This what the streets got you on, like this to pull a gun on your brother. You feel me?
Right. Right.
And at the time, I'm like, yeah, you treat me like somebody else. You treat me like a nigga from the streets. I'm gonna treat you back like a nigga from the streets.
Right.
But
Right.
this is the mentality that I was on. Like it was wrong in all aspects. It's my brother. If you want to fight, let's fight. He probably whoop me out or I whoop him out, which was unlikely me whooping him out because at the time, you
Right.
know what I'm
Right.
saying, I was younger.
Right.
But um, yeah, nah, that's the mentality. Plus that there was other stories, man, where now I'm watching everything. I got loyal subjects around me. Like I got my homies, they loyal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I remember one time, man, the house got broken into, my crib.
Mm-hmm.
And yo, they stole like, man, they stole the equivalent of like 80,000, right?
Damn.
Yeah. So
That was the crib on Elm?
no, this was on Genesee Street, way
Oh,
up
okay.
Genesee Street,
Okay.
in South Utica. I was in South Utica. And so that's another thing. Like I'm in South Utica. Who the fuck? I'm like, who the hell know, who the hell know I'm even up here type shit. So
Right. Right.
me being in the streets thinking, all wrong, I'm doing shit like I'm talking to the homies like, yo, let me see your keys real quick. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Trying to check keys to see if anybody got a key to the crib because
Right.
in my head I'm like, who the hell know where I'm at? And
Right.
none of the homies had keys to the crib. It was like it was just that mentality was it'll stress you out because you constantly looking over your back. If you ain't looking for the D's, you looking for a nigga who grimy. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And not only that, you got the broads who grimy too. So you got a snake right in your fucking house,
Sleeping with the enemy.
sleeping with him. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't even know. And she backdooring you easy. You know what I'm saying? So but
Right.
you not seeing you don't see that. You see, oh, it's my little boo right here. She ain't backdooring me. Maybe it's one of my
Right.
homies. Let me check them keys real quick, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They ain't got no keys to the crib, like I said. And then I'm like, damn, I'm looking for the D's too. Every time I go outside, I'm on swivel because I don't know who gonna hop out. Feel me?
Right.
And so that kind of lifestyle, I definitely don't miss that no more. I don't miss that shit at all, my God. I don't ever want to like if I go out in the backyard now, it's like I'm
Peace.
good.
Peace.
Yeah, it's
Peace.
peaceful. I'm still on
So,
swivel though, cause I'm just a street nigga, but
oh yeah,
I'm
of
peaceful
course,
though. You know what I'm
of
saying? Like I
course.
ain't worried about nobody
Okay.
kicking the door in, man. You kick the door in here, you gonna be broke coming out.
Right. Right.
See what I'm saying? But
Right.
yeah, nah, that was
Yeah, that's a stressful lifestyle, man. Know what I'm saying? So being that you said that, were those like some of the key warning signs that crossed your mind and your thought pattern to be like, maybe I need to step away from this?
yeah, man. We had to. It was crazy because uh, the signs be there, but you be so entwined, you so knee deep, you don't even want to see them. You know
Right.
you seeing them, but then you like, I put it to the back. I put it on the back burner until next week, and then next week
Exactly.
come, you be like, I put it on the back burner. Like so, one sign was one time. One sign, first sign is in 2001. Remember when 9/11 happened, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it was harder to do anything after 9/11, right?
Right.
You couldn't. There was no more train, or, there was no more bus because the dogs is in the train station.
Right.
See what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you like, damn, boy, listen. You don't know that feeling coming around the corner with the bag full of about seven, eight of them joints, and the dog sitting there. You talking about your heart and your sneaker, yo? I'm telling you. So we had to figure out different ways to do it. That's when you start. That's when you start playing with the stash boxes. Now we from upstate, so things come to us late.
Right.
Niggas from
Right.
the city
Right.
have
Right.
been doing that shit. Feel me?
Right. Right.
But you like, man, them niggas charge you like 15,000,
Yeah.
9,000,
Yeah.
depending on how crazy your box is. And it
Right.
was just like, damn, we just couldn't see yourself paying, 9 grand for a nigga to put a box in your shit. But it was either that or you risk your freedom. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Yeah.
we started investing in them stash boxes, and that was all she wrote. It was we was burning up them, burning them bridges up, going crazy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
being that, because we talking about it's a lot of stress in this game, man. Know what I'm saying? Because like you just mentioned, like you started checking your homeboys' keys, like nigga, let me check. You know what I mean? When you have to think like that, like your own personal friends and you got to check on it. You have to like have second guess things like that. That's a lot of pressure and stress. You know what I'm saying? So how did you handle that? Like, what was your outlet when it comes to dealing with the stress and the pressure and living a life that could potentially end you up being incarcerated? How did you handle that? What was your outlet?
Music, man. Music was the outlet, and just kind of like trusting in the homies. Like I feel like it, you when you I don't know, like we music was just one of the outlets, man. And once you start laughing with your boys and start, you know what I'm saying, seeing how much I got in common, and you start saying to yourself, damn, that was a crazy ass move. I just been like, ain't no way that should have never happened. I should have never asked none of my people's, you know what I'm saying, that kind of
Right,
question. In my brain, it was process elimination just to get them out the way so I can say, yo, I know you ain't do it, and I checked it. But really, I should have never even did it. Because you know that's just I should have known better with them. You know what I mean?
right.
But my outlet used to be like I said, music, getaway, um, family. You know what I'm saying? I had my daughter, um, stuff like that. That was how I dealt with a lot of that stress from that type of environment. Man, I stayed home a lot and just video gamed myself to death to get away from the streets. So basically, that was it, man. It was music and being in my own little bubble. You know what I mean? It's just trying to growing and realizing that, yo, yeah, nah, that ain't the way to go with it. I think it took me time to actually grow up and see different things, and that's what it was, man. We was young, and that's why that took place like that. As far as me, like,
Right,
oh, let me check them. Oh shit, who else backstabbing me? I was young, you know what I mean?
right,
After you grow
right.
with your people and you realize, man, yeah, it'll never happen like that. Then you start, you know what I mean? Start realizing. But though, yeah, that was my outlet, man. I used to just chill, do music and all of that a lot to get away from the problems, man. That was it, family and music.
What was your mindset like leading up to your arrest?
Um, the mindset. So going back to what you was asking before, because it lead to that question. So another sign, right, was one day we got a call from the county,
From the county?
and huh?
You said the county?
Yeah, somebody in the county jail sent us a message home
Okay.
that niggas from the town fuck with you, because like I
Right,
said, we was we was dudes was good dudes,
right,
because this ain't have to happen. Motherfucker could have just kept their mouth quiet. But somebody sent a message from the county saying, "Yo, they up here asking questions about y'all." You see what I'm saying? The
mm-hmm,
people, and yeah, that was a sign right there. That right there was like put me in the mindset of, oh shit, it's really real. And this was, I think I
right,
was like, at that time, I want to say I was 20, 25, 24, 25.
right.
Excuse me, because I did a year counting. Yeah, I was 24, 25, and that was like, oh damn, it's it's either you stop now or you gonna finna go down, because we wasn't, from what we was doing. I know we wasn't finna go do no 3 to 5. You know what I mean? I know we
Right.
wasn't finna do no 1 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
Anything we was looking at was finna be 10 and better. That was my thought process. And I remember my ex girl. We was sitting there one day. A girl I used to mess with back then, and she was
Right.
helping me, count up some bread and shit. She was like, "Yo, damn, why don't you just stop? You got enough fucking, you know what I mean? You got enough
Right.
fucking bread right here. Like, why don't you just chill?" And I know I said to her, "Yeah, I'm finna chill."
Right.
But in my brain, you could say what you want, but if your mind ain't what your mouth saying,
Right.
it ain't finna happen.
Right.
Because I said it, but my brain was like, "Well, damn, I know my tax. Like, I bought the house, so I know my taxes is 2, 3 grand. NIMO is yada yada yada. So I'm calculating the bills in my head. And I'm saying, I'm looking at that money, and I'm like, man, that'd be going in. Shit, that's going in about a year. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Right.
well, let me just stop for a little while, and then maybe I'll get back to it. I'll do that next week. Same cycle.
Right.
Just tell you, I'll do that
Right.
next week. I'll do
Mm-hmm.
that next week. You know what I'm saying? And we stopped for like maybe 4 or 5 months. Didn't hear nothing. Once again, not knowing how things are, you thinking, oh, I'm stopped for 4 or 5 months, everything will be good. Nah, these people are going to investigate shit out you for like 10 years, 20 years if they got
Right.
you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, my mindset at the time was a little scared. I was scared. Definitely was scared. I'm not afraid to say I was afraid of that situation.
So
You know what I'm saying?
what was the major point when you knew like, okay, this is it, we about to go down? Like what was it? Was it somebody like, was it an informant behind it, or you were being watched? Did you see the feds following you? Like, what was that point when you knew, okay, this is about to come to an end?
Oh man. So another drought came. Right. This is a big one. I don't know if this is like a historical one. I remember they had caught like this was the first submarine they caught. It was I want to say it was like 3 million. I'm not for sure if it was. I want to say it was 3 million bricks
Damn.
at the time. They had caught the submarine coming into America. It was like 3 million bricks, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I might be getting the numbers wrong, but it was something. It was enough to impact. You know what I'm saying? The
Mm-hmm.
flow. So around drought time, people get desperate, right? You can't get nothing, so you trying to get whatever you can get. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I think that was another sign we should have just said, man, just chill until the drought's over with. But no, we had a nigga who, you know what I'm saying, was still able to provide whatever. And so we ended up getting something. So one day, me and Henny is in the back of Proctor Park. This is the first real sign that yeah, you know, it's gonna happen soon.
Right.
We were sitting back there and shit, and this is what I'm saying, far as like having a strategy, right? So we sitting back there at Proctor Park where you can see, you know how Proctor Park is, where you can see in the back part where you can see who coming in when they
Right.
got to make that circle to go out,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
I always want to be something like that. So I remember we was watching a FedEx truck and some like blue. It was a blue Ford Focus, all tinted out. They sitting. You know how cops sit with each other, one
Right.
face one way, the other face the other way, right?
Right.
Now they were sitting just like that in the backyard. And I'm like, what the in my head, at first I'm just like, but I'm just like, damn, why they sitting like that? We talking about FedEx and a damn Ford, like, just get in the truck or whatever it was suspicious, right? So
Right.
we watched. So while he talking, it's crazy because the reason I even met him back there is because he was coming to tell me about how he got chased by a car, right? That he thought was some niggas trying to get him.
Right. Right.
Right? Keep this that in mind for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So he come back to tell me about some niggas chasing him. Yo, I just chased some dudes up Genesee Street. They was behind me. They kept following me. He telling me it's niggas from the hood trying to rob the crib.
Right.
And I'm like, what? Nah, ain't nobody trying to rob you. Man. He like, yo, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, that's why I'm here with you right now. I'm telling you, these niggas I just did it. Right. So so when he said that, the uh, uh a Mercury, remember the Mercuries?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what
Right.
who make them shits. But a Mercury, a dark brown, and never forget it, a dark brown Mercury, black tents came pulling in and went past us real slow. And you can see the outline of the camera. You feel me?
Right. Right.
And I tapped him on the shoulder, like, yo, you see that? He was like, yeah. And we left. And that right there, I'm like, oh shit. That had to be the people. That was my thought process. So I'm like,
Right.
damn, it's crazy. You couldn't really see the camera, but you can vaguely see it. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm
Right.
from the hood. I'm watching everything. That was a
Right.
camera in the motherfucker. So all right, so maybe that was like 8, 9 months. 8, 9 months later, we was getting a nice little something's coming in and shit. And the we all had to be at this one spot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give too much. You gotta keep some for the viewers. Shout y'all watching the documentary, but I'm gonna give my boy most of it. But we were supposed to get something from somewhere, whatever, at a spot,
Mm-hmm.
and we was all gonna meet there, and it was all of us. You know what I'm saying? This shit was damn near like the mob shit in Binghamton, what they call all the mobs in
Right.
Binghamton and shit, and chased them in the woods and all that.
Right. Right.
We was all there. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
it just at the time we could only. It wasn't like we was all we was doing our own thing, but it was like everybody. We just had this one dude, so it was probably a nice amount coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, if I had to take, let me see if I want to say we had like shit, like 30 of them things there. You know what I'm saying? And
Damn.
my man, like, yo,
Yeah.
come now. Dog. This shit ain't gonna be sitting up in the crib. They can come down.
Right.
Everybody come. So we all
Right.
pulled up. I shit you not. That same Mercury. You hear me?
Right.
Roll by the crib. Slow. I mean, slow. Slow like he trying to deliver a fucking pizza or something, man. You know how you looking for the address.
Damn.
Yeah. Yo, so he rolled by slow. And I tapped half because half was behind me. I can never forget it. Half was coming in behind me. And he dropped his water bottle. Because I'm trying to get in. Yeah, come on, let's go. He drops the water bottle and pick it up. I said, yo, come on. And I talked to Henny. I said, yo, Henny, the same fucking car just rolled by. He like,
Right.
word? I'm like, yeah. And he like, yo, that's them people. I'm like, yo, that's them people. That ass. And then they ain't come and get us right then and there. They just wanted. This was their investigation. They were just taking pictures of.
Right.
This is how they get you in conspiracy. They get
Right.
everybody
Right.
together in pictures. This is the reason why we watched, niggas from different crews in the town, Stack of Money, Brick Money, Stack of Mill,
Mm.
Brick Money, and all the other rap groups in the town. When they take pictures with each other, we didn't want to do that with each other because we know what we was doing wasn't gonna be. It was gonna be detrimental to what we was trying to accomplish as far as the music go.
Right.
It
Right.
sucked that we couldn't do that, but we knew for a fact that that's how they get you in the conspiracy is getting pictures of you and your team together.
Right.
So we don't have pictures together. We got some. I ain't gonna say we don't, but we don't have a lot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they took them pictures and then they let us be on our way. And when we would get pulled over, yo, I got pulled over, had weed in my pockets, bud, smelling up the car,
Right.
right? Don't worry about it. Have a good night. Just like that. Numerous times. Don't
Mm-hmm.
worry about it. Have a good night. Because they already know they were saving us for the bigger picture. You feel me?
Right. Right.
Yeah, man. That was a devastating time.
So
And
how exactly did this arrest happen? Was it a raid or you got pulled over? Like how did it exactly what happened? Like give me like details of how it happened. Cause I mean honestly I don't even know how it happened.
nah, so what did they along the course of the investigation going on, and you can feel it.
Mhm.
Um, you'll have certain conversations with people, right?
Right.
Like when you hustling to a nigga, you know what you saying to the nigga. You'll remember a certain conversation.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
And I can never forget one dude, man, Chuck Major. You know what you did? He was
Chuck Major.
Chuck Major, yeah. He
Mm-hmm.
was he had bought like 3 onions from me and shit. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. The bills crispy. You couldn't even pull. I couldn't pull them apart for nothing. Bank
Right.
joints, right? And when we was coming up, it was always one of those things where like, damn, this money coming right out of the bank. It's funny when it's like that. Feel
Right.
me?
Right.
And he bought 3 onions and I left it like that. Now he called me back 3 days later. Like, damn, he pushed them shits fast. Same bank. Now, when he gave me these shits this time, right? Same bank joints. Now, remember, this is around the time when I would say, like, you a hustler, right?
Right.
If I'm coming to spend 6 racks with you, first thing I'm gonna say is, yo, I just spent 6 racks with you. Can I get a deal or something? Damn,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
you know, that nigga ain't asked for no deal. Nigga ain't asked for nothing. Just here you go. Boom. That was it. And I swear to God, says when he gave them shits to me, the first thing crossed my brain, man, on my daughter. The first thing crossed my brain was, damn, this nigga trying to set me up. This nigga ain't asking no deal or nothing. I just left it, but it was in my brain. I'm just like, I know the kid. He used to run with some hitters back in the day.
Right.
That was man in them. That was man Pete. Them. That was like one of his little young boys. You know,
Right.
man and them don't play that. So I'm saying to myself, nah, this nigga's official.
Right.
Feel
Right.
me? Like, nah, he wouldn't do that to me. That's what I was thinking. So I'm just like, I just threw it to the wayside. So we had a conversation that I'll never forget. He was asking me, you know, how raw it is, and he got a camera here on his glasses, so he picking the shit up to the camera, smelling it. Yo, yeah, it's raw, and I'm like, yeah, that's that fire. Yo, get back with me.
Right.
All right, so
Yeah.
he left. Man, maybe like, let me see, that was a year. A year later. A year later, man, I was sitting in the crib on the Xbox playing. I ain't never forget this. I was playing dominoes on the Xbox. It's just
Right.
6 in the
Right.
morning. It was a
I was
snowy.
playing dominoes on the Xbox. Yeah.
It was a
Okay.
snowy Tuesday, man. And the first thing I kept thinking was, damn, I got to get the rims off the truck because I usually switch the rims out, whatever. So I'm just like, damn, I got to get the rims off the truck in the morning and shit. Snow. I said, when it's here, man. I seen that my door flew open. Boom.
Oh
And
shit.
they threw the concussive bombs in there. The way the hallway is though, it's the door and then the hallway, and then you go into my room, into my house. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when they threw them, they thought they was throwing them into the house, but they threw them into the hallway. You feel me?
Right.
So they missed the whole house, and the shits went off. Boom,
Right.
boom, 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 boom,
Right.
boom, 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 and I'm like, oh, you know, I thought it was some niggas. That's what I did. I grabbed the controller and threw it at the people and booked it. But
Right.
once I seen, they was like, you know, police, police. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh
Right.
shit. I just laid down because I mean, what am hey, I ain't got nothing in the house.
Yeah.
I never played we never played like that. Like having shit in the
Right.
crib. Nah, you wouldn't find nothing in our cribs and shit. After, especially when we was younger and motherfuckers would do like, you know what I'm saying, break into your house when you gone. Like I done had super break-ins and niggas and took. I just told you, niggas took like 80,000 or shit one time.
Right. Right.
So after them days, them years of learning, nah, it was nothing in the crib. If you was coming in my crib, you was gonna get, especially at the later years, you was probably gonna get like a rack, 2 racks.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Nobody never really ran in the crib and robbed you. Motherfuckers will watch or talk to a broad and be like, yo, yeah, the nigga in the club right now. Yo, go to his crib. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Come to the
Right.
house, the window broke, the door in, niggas, shit like that. So,
Right.
long story short, laid down. Um, and you know, they running around the crib, they got the mask on, fatigues and shit, they booted up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I was like, oh shit, you know, like the thought process was, there it is. You know what I mean? Like this
Right.
is it. But first thing I yelled out, because it was me, my brother, and my nephew. Rest in peace, Ty. He was in the crib, and my girl, the girl I was with at the time,
Right.
and she, I was the first thing I yelled out was, "Yo, anything here is mine," because I had like 4 ounces of weed that for smoking.
Yeah.
I had like, I don't know, like 11,000 in the crib and shit like that, some shit like that too. So some little bit of money that
Mm-hmm.
wasn't about nothing. And
Right.
but I'm just like, yo, anything in here is mine. You know what I'm saying? Anything you find in here is mine. I'll have some bullets and shit like that too.
Right.
So that they don't be trying to, cause they, try and get your family to be like, yeah, what's going on? You ain't gotta ask them nothing. Like, I'll tell you,
Right.
everything here is me. This is all me. So
Right.
let them go about their business.
Right.
And so I was, and then I started saying to myself, oh, this the state? Oh my God, like
Right.
state, what? Yeah. And then here come the investigators with the FBI on they fucking, that right there.
Woo.
It
Heart
just
dropping
like,
moment.
yeah. It was like, oh shit, the FBI. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit.
Right.
Nah, it's real. Now it's really real. And he was like, Seis? They said Seis. Seis? I'm like, I'm like, nah, that ain't me.
Niggas said,
I'm
nah,
like,
that
nah,
ain't
you got
me.
the wrong nigga. Like that
Right.
was gonna mean something. I'm like, nah, you
Right.
got the wrong nigga. He like,
Right.
Whitney Fowler? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh yeah, yeah. Pick him up. Pick him up. He's like, we're gonna put some shoes on you. Then we're gonna run you down to the station now. I'm like, ho, fuck is the warrant at? Like, ho, no, I ain't going nowhere. They're like, yeah, you leave it. We'll show you the warrant. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Right.
So I'm just like, all right, whatever. So they took me. So when they snatched me and they brought us to the airplane hangar, right? They
Mm-hmm.
didn't take us to the station or the county or no. They took us to the airplane hangar over there in Oneida County Airport.
Mm. Okay.
And I'm in there. I was the first one in there. So I get in there. And the first thing I'm like, man, they got a nigga in a hangar right now. I ain't even in the station. Like, what
Right.
they fucking, they finna deport me? Like, what's going on, right? So I'm like,
Right. Right. Right.
so when I'm sitting there, second nigga come in, half, right? No, I heard the investigator was like, yo, don't worry, your buddies will be here too. And I'm just like, yeah, I couldn't fathom what he was saying. Like, fuck, you talking about?
Right.
So half come through the door, then Drip, then Sos, then Henny, and then we all cuffed up, and I'm like, oh yeah. It's just, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
It's what it is. It's just what they said it was. Here come the charges. Here come the, you can't really fathom what you seeing in the moment, but you in some shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Hell
And
yeah.
because now you start, if you're not educated on what's going on, you're gonna start running things through your brain. Uh, yo, still there? Okay, here we go. So if you
Yo.
don't know what's going on, you're gonna start running things through your brain
Man.
like the like the RICO law and you just don't know what's going on. You can't really uh we young, we don't know what's going on. All I do is I see a whole bunch of dudes that's my friends, and then they start bringing in dudes. I don't know who anybody is. See what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, who the fuck is this dude? They brought in a little young boy. He looking at us like we crazy. We looking at him like he crazy. Who
Right.
is you? He like, who is y'all? We don't know you. And this is
Right.
how they play. They're literally, I'm gonna tell you how they'll literally get a nigga off a nigga just going in the store. Like this is how they caught one dude. Somebody was going in the store, right? And
Right.
he must have held the door and said what up at the same time, and
Mm-hmm.
then that was it. He was the part of the conspiracy, just like that.
And that's how they do conspiracy.
Just like that, man. It was just that easy. Now he ain't really do no time, but what it is they just trying to tie up loose ends just enough for they to be like, yo, yeah, we really don't want you. We want these guys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so give us something. And this nigga, this little dude really don't know. He like, who? I don't know these kids. You see what I'm saying? I don't know these guys. So
Right.
that's how that shit happened when they raided the crib. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Yep. And so once you start seeing once that happened, you know, they want you to turn over, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. And, you know, you like, yo, I was like, yo, get me to the county. I'm not
Right.
trying to be in here talking to y'all nothing because that's just not how I'm built. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they was like, all right, fine. You don't want to talk? Hey, this ain't. He was like, hey, this ain't a year county like last time, buddy. Oh yeah, you looking at 20 years, yada yada yada. And I'm just like, I know the spill enough to be like, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Not
Right. Right.
knowing that that had serious stuff, right? I'm
Right.
like, yeah,
Right.
whatever, man. I ain't trying to hear all that shit. You know, get me to the county. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So,
Right.
and then they got me to the county, and so we got to the next morning you get a rain. They took us all the way to Syracuse to get a rain. We didn't get a rain in the Utica federal bill. We got a rain in the Syracuse joint,
Right.
and it's just so different, my guy, from um state. You see what I'm saying? Like you in
Right.
there, the judge is telling you what you facing on some like, so he reading from a book. He not saying, well, yeah, you're charged. He reading from a book, you know, like, all right,
Right.
yeah, you facing 20, yeah, you facing yada yada yada. Yeah, your charge is this and that, and your minimum is 10, and you saying you still can't fathom it though. You just like, all right, well, you know, it is what it is.
Right.
You can't fathom it until you start talking to them lawyers who telling you, because I'm so fast forward, my lawyer was Melissa Tui. I ain't gonna never forget her because she was a scary little ass broad. And I'm telling
Right.
her, I'm like, yo, I'm trying to avoid the mess because you know I know what I did. So I'm just like, yo, listen, give me, I'll take 10 and just, you know what I'm saying, let everybody else go off on whatever, like 5, whatever they're gonna do. But I'll take the 10 for the team. That ass. I told him, I said, yo, I was the person who, you know what I'm saying, orchestrated everything. I'll take the 10. Tell him I'll
Right.
take 10 years and all that, whatever, whatever. She was just like, no, that's not how this works. Like she's like, no,
It's
you
federal.
don't yeah, you don't get to tell them what you want to take. There's a mandatory minimum,
Right.
and
Right.
there's a statutory, you know, max. She's like,
Right.
it doesn't matter what you did. This is what you know what I'm saying. This is what you're facing. And I couldn't fathom. I'm like, fuck you talking about? I thought I could plea out and try and get the homies off. Because my thought process was, I got some good dudes. If I can get niggas out, I could do the 10 because if I got 4 or 5 guys making sure I'm all right in there,
Right.
we good, right?
Right. Right.
Everybody ain't got to take the fall for some shit. This is the crutch thing. You know what I'm saying? If I'm your
Right.
crutch, you my crutch. Look, like, all right, look, give me the money or give me the time. Y'all just make sure I'm good in there.
Right. Exactly.
That was the
Yeah.
thought. Nah, not with the feds. Not with the feds. Not with
Mm.
the feds. So they after the arraignment, I go for the bail hearing. And you know, the same fiasco. They in there telling you shit that, you know, you're like, oh yeah, you a flight risk and shit like that. And I'm just like,
Hmm.
I live in the town, you know, like I've been here all my life. Shit, y'all got all the money, right? So I ain't where I'm going.
Right.
And they denied me and, you know, most of the core 5, which was me, Half, Sos, Drip, and Henny. That's what they wanted. Everybody else was just pawns in the game. Like literally
Right.
did no time. There was a couple dudes who did some time because of their background, but they wanted us 5. They was like, nah, none of y'all going home. So, basically sent us back to the county to get ready for trial.
Right.
And we was getting ready to go to trial. And they know we wasn't, so they would come back and visit. The lawyers would come back with little buku shit like, well, they want to know about yada yada yada. And they want to know about yada yada yada. And I'm just like, it was like, yo, I don't know nothing about that. All I know is what I did. You know what I'm saying? And I'm ready to plead to that. She like, nah, they don't want to give you no plea deal. They want you to come talk to them. And if you can't come talk to them, then you facing life. This was the first. This is the like, yeah. This is the first realization of, damn, you done did some shit that you were supposed to be doing.
Right.
When you young and getting it and having fun and you know what I'm saying, you fucking anything you want to fuck and going anywhere you want to go and like you spending money and not no worries. When you go on vacation. When I go on vacation now, I'm counting them ducks. You see what I'm saying? I'm counting every bill, right?
Right. Burn it up.
But then it was niggas go on vacation with 15, 20,000 in their pocket. Hey, what we worried about? We ain't worried about nothing. And we not worried coming home because
Right.
each homie, you know what I'm saying? So I want to backtrack this a little. When we first started BranchOff, I'm gonna say I didn't look at it like this. So BranchOff as a company, the worth of it was, we was 1 point something. See what I'm saying?
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, we was as a whole. You know what I mean? Not me by myself, but as a whole, the
Right.
company from CEO to CEO, we was worth like 1.1 as a
Damn.
guess. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
And this is the young mentality that we didn't think about, right?
Right.
We're not saying to ourselves, "Oh shit, all of us together worth like 1,000,000 and 100,000." Like, yo, let's really make it happen.
Right.
So I say that to say, yeah, when we was going on trips, we wasn't worried about spending no bread. Not, you know what I'm saying? We was just going in.
Right.
But once she started talking that life shit, like, yeah, nah, you life. You know what I'm saying? Minimum. She was saying the first the first numbers I got was minimum 30 years. That was mandatory minimum. 30
Damn.
years. All right.
Damn.
So maximum was life. This is how I'm pretty sure you got some homies you talk to over there, but this is how these people talk to you and play with you, right?
Right.
And it ain't like it's a play thing. These motherfuckers really will give you 30 years. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Shit, some of us was facing mandatory minimum life. Like half was facing a mandatory life. You understand what
Damn.
I'm saying? Shit. Henny was facing big time because of their past history. So,
Yeah.
but for me personally, yeah, she's the first few offers was and I'm talking about a few. Like she come the first offer, she was like, yo, they want you to plead out to 30 years if you don't want to come talk to them, just like that. I'm like, plead out to 30 years. The fuck? Yo,
Right.
what I couldn't even. Yeah, you talking about no appetite? Man, I ain't had no appetite for a while. They used to be like, yo, you ain't gonna eat that? Let me get that off your plate. Yeah, I can't eat.
Right.
They talking about giving me 30 years. So the second offer she came, she said, they still want 30 years. They want you to come talk because they wanted us 5 to come talk about, everybody else they knew was gonna talk. So they
Right.
like, if y'all ain't, cause y'all the ones we want. If y'all ain't talking, then we just gonna just railroad this whole shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, I can't plead out to 30 years. I don't even see myself going in there saying, yeah, Your Honor, yeah, I'm guilty. Yeah, I'll take this 30. I can't. No, you got to go ahead and just go to trial. So
Right.
the last offer she came and she was like, all right, she was like, yo, they said 25, and then they want you to do 10 years probation. I'm just like, damn, these motherfuckers is not trying to let me go, right? Yeah, no, that ass. And then I just was like, you know what, fuck it, let's just go to trial then because who, you know what I'm saying? Who, I can't even see myself pleading to that.
Right.
So
Y'all already trying to give me life. So what do I have to lose?
right. That's what that
I mean,
was exactly my thought process. Because if I was to
right.
lose, I was gonna get life. That was it.
Right.
Nobody facing that time. When they blow trial, they give you life. You know what I'm saying? But they know you're gonna come back. You might not. You'll get life, but you'll come back, and they'll knock it down to 30 anyway.
Right.
You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? So I said, "Fuck it, let's go to trial." And we was all prepping to go to trial. All of us, all five.
Right. Right.
And when they seen us unify like that, they split us up. We was all in the county for like 5 months, all in the same unit. No, two of us was in the same unit. Oh, so four of us was in the same unit. And they had drip in another unit.
Right.
And we know, but we unified. We like, nah, we ain't talking. We going to trial. That's what y'all want to do. Let's do it.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And then they split us up. They sent me to Cayuga County. Cayuga County is like military school. What I'm talking about. When you walking in the hallway, a female CO come through, face the wall. Now I heard they do this in the state. I've never been in the state, so to me it
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah. Yeah. They do that.
okay,
Yeah. They do that in the state too.
they
Yeah.
do that in the state. Okay,
Yeah. You can't
see
look
that
at
was a
the
culture
female.
shock to me.
Yeah.
They literally yo, turn around, face the wall. I'm like, fuck you
Yeah. They
talking
don't
about?
they don't want you looking at the females or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, yeah,
Yeah.
that was a culture shock. Yeah, you remember? Listen, I ain't never really do. I ain't do no real time. I did a year county, and I wasn't a jailbird. I did a year county, and I got locked up in '99 for some crazy shit. That's gonna be in the documentary. Make sure y'all catch that documentary.
Definitely.
And so to for a motherfucker to tell me to face the wall because another motherfucker walking through, I was like, the fuck, I ain't facing the wall, yo. Immediately right to the hole. They don't want you to they don't want you to stand up in your room like the way Cayuga County was. You couldn't stand up in your room, right? If you
Mhm.
standing up, you gotta be washing your hands, making your bed, yada yada yada. If you just standing up to be standing like in the doorway, nah, no, no way. Yeah, Cayuga County was racist and like that. Like they was like on some bullshit. And that was to try and the psychiatrist when I first came, she was like, yo, just keep your head up. This is a military spot, and they're gonna try and break you. That's why you're here.
Right.
That was
Right.
her main words. You're here to be broken, just like that. She's like, just keep your head
That's
up and you know what I'm
crazy.
saying?
So so the immediate five that you just named, right? It's five of y'all, right? Is you, Have, Henny, Souls, and Drip, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So let's get to the case. Everybody went to trial.
Now, so what ended up happening was you finna go to trial. But
Mm-hmm.
um I got I got wind that Drip was not going to trial, that he was pleading out. So I'm saying to myself, okay, why?
Okay.
Um, he telling me, well, I couldn't talk to him, whatever. But Drip had somebody. Um, so his lawyer was Policelli. Policelli was already representing somebody in our crew for a state case. Understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And Policelli came back and told Drip, hey, your boy, he got a plea deal, and I'm not the one who got it for him. Understand what
Right.
I'm saying? So he just was like, damn, for real? Like, who got it for him? You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Right.
basically Ponticelli was trying to tell him, yeah, yo, you working. So he and this was like around this was 20 2009. Yeah, so this was 2009. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he like, damn, I'm not finna really, if you're going to trial and you got one person to come testify against you, forget it, especially with the
It's
feds.
over. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah,
It's
so
definitely over. Yeah.
whatever it was that made him cop out, my lawyer came back to me and was like, hey, your boy copped out, whatever, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, why? You know what I'm saying? And he's like, well, hey, he gave him that. He gave me the same spiel he got. So I was just like, damn. If this dude can testify on him, he can damn sure testify on me. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So and make sure I get that documentary. I'll definitely give y'all the name of the documentary. So I just was like, yo, you know what? I'm not finna go to trial either.
Hell
You know what
no.
I'm saying? It's hit. And then
Uh,
but I still wasn't giving up because I'm mad as fuck because listen, in the wiretaps, I only had 17 calls, right? And we had 17,000 wiretaps. I
damn.
had 17 calls, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't linked to nobody in the team as far as like working with each other. Like we was all family, we was all friends, but everybody got their own money.
Right.
Nobody was joint together, nothing like that.
Right, right.
So in my head, I'm like, shit, I'm the only nigga that got 17 calls. I'm going to try and fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Facts. I'm
You
gonna try,
stupid.
but fuck this. They
Mm-hmm.
got to kill me up in here, especially, you know what I mean? Because she talking about 25 years. I'm like, what?
Right.
That. So,
Right.
so what he did was we started prepping for trial, and then one day he came and he was like, well, I'm gonna tell you who else potentially could tell on you. He gave me what he did was what they do is they give you when you ask for a discovery, I asked him for the discovery and he gave me the informant's background. Understand what I'm
Right.
saying?
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
yeah,
You gotta figure it
and what you say? Say it again.
out. I said they give you the background. That means you gotta figure it out.
Right. Here's the
Okay.
background for the informants because it'll say CS1, CS2, yada yada yada,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll give you the conversation, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Okay, what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Of who and how y'all talk and how did the controlled buy took place. So
Right.
now that I got that, I'm looking like, oh shit, yada yada yada. This is yada, that was Chuck Major. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fucking
Right.
there was man, it was another informant on there. You got a name, man. Yeah, check the documentary. But I'm gonna say this: the nigga, the only nigga in town with a federal case in the same year he had a vehicular manslaughter, right? The whole
Mm-hmm.
town know who that is. You feel what I'm saying? At
Oh,
least they
I
know
know.
who he
I
is.
know exactly who you're talking to.
Yeah, so it was
Mm-hmm.
easy to pull his name out of that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, yo, that's crazy, man. You know what I mean? So now here come my trial hopes going down the drain. It's like, yo, how I'm gonna go to trial and I know these niggas is potentially the people that could sit across from me and say, yeah, we know your whole history, how y'all started, boom, bam, bam, bam. Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So shit like that, I just was like, I can't go to trial. I don't know what else I'm gonna do. I'm saying I don't want to cop the 25.
Right.
So
Right.
she came. What happened was I changed lawyers because she was scared of the. This how they play. One day she came to me and I was like, "Yo, I'm I'm not taking that 25. Fix some." And she was like, I just don't want to. Catco is so scary. That the DA was Catco.
Right.
She's like, he just such a scary dude. When she said that to me, I said, "What you say?" She said, he's a scary guy." I'm just like, all right, you know what? I can't. Your services, I'm good with your services.
Right.
You
Right.
scared of this motherfucker personally. Like,
Right.
I ain't stand no
Yeah.
chance in court. So we
Right.
switched lawyers. And I told him, I said, yo, I don't want to go to trial, but I don't want to take 25. And he was like, he had a list. Because dudes are starting to cop out now. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And he had a list. And he was like, yo, potential people that could testify on you. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. He started
Mm-hmm.
naming people who copped out and who got 4K, 5K1s and shit like that. And I'm just like, yo, What you talking about? And he's like, yeah, this is, I said, let me see that list. And when I seen the list, I was just like, oh God. I said, well, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not copping the 25. So see what they take. See if they take the 10 for the drugs and the gun. I didn't know the law at the time. So he
Right.
left. He came back the next week. He was like, listen, they want 15. They said they give you 10 for drugs and 5 for the firearm. And he said, yeah, he said your boy copped out to the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, fuck it. If that's the homie. Drip copped out to that. Clean plea. I said,
Mm-hmm.
yo, fuck it, give it here. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Me and him was the last of the Mohegans to cop out. We was the last two to hold out. And
So the rest,
yeah,
so you and Drip copped out to 15.
me and Drip copped out to 15. Yep.
So Souls, Henny, and Half, because they didn't get 15, right? They came home before y'all, right?
Yeah, Sos copped out to 10. Half had they gave half. They had to because his history was crazy. So they gave him 16 and a half. And
Dang.
Henny did like eight and some change.
All right,
So he
so
copped out to 10 too.
none of the immediate five gave a statement. They didn't tell, they didn't do nothing, right?
No,
All
not on
right.
BranchOff.
So
There was definitely there was definitely contradiction in there. Sos had a 5K one.
What's a 5K one?
5K one is when you cooperate with the
Oh,
people.
okay.
All right. He ended up, and that's like I said, when I was in there, I sent paperwork home. The town knew who. You know what I'm saying? He was one of them. Yeah, on that list, and but it wasn't on BranchOff. He had a separate little deal he made with them because he had a different connect. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
so
So
this
he,
all right, all right, Souls cooperated in another case?
yeah, yeah, yep, another case. You can call it was the same case, but it was a different person. I'll put it to you like that.
A different person. All right.
Yeah, so yeah, you
So
can say the same. You can say another case basically
oh
because it
yeah,
still
yeah.
resulted in the person getting knocked off. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Now being that we brought this up,
Yeah.
niggas telling and niggas informants and stuff. All right. You know what I mean? Like, yo, listen, because I did catch wind of Souls telling, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not the type of nigga, yo, let me see the paperwork, da 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 da. It's just rumors in the town, niggas talking, right? So, but in the town, any hood, once you get that jacket on you, niggas gonna automatically believe that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. That's a fact. That's a fact.
So, being that you with the BranchOff case, you know what I'm saying? Word was going around. I never seen no paperwork. I don't know if it's true, but being that you was on the case, and they said it had something to do with your case. So word was going around in the town that Dutch cooperated. Like he got bagged on your case, but now me hearing the history, he wasn't involved in that case. So, but people were going around saying, "Oh, Dutch told. That's Dutch told on BranchOff." So, can you clarify that for the audience and the viewers in the town, basically the town? Like, was he part of that? Because, like I said,
No.
I just got wind of it like back when it happened, and I was like, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah. No. Dutch. when the paperwork came out, the complaint stated who was affiliated, right?
right,
But and his name was in the affiliation paper, but he no way, he ain't cooperate at all. He wasn't he didn't even get locked up with us. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So now when no, his name is clear from that. Like he ain't on no paperwork. He ain't wasn't part of nothing, not even the case at all. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy you said that because I definitely heard that when I was locked up. Like, yo, what's the name might have had something to do with it. I'm like, nah, not at all. Nah.
Right.
Now, when it come, like I know, when it come to paper, when it come to putting that bone on somebody, You got to show work. You got to show paperwork.
You got to show work. You got to show work. Yeah.
Got to show work, man. So for the people listening, y'all putting that bone on people. Y'all talking about who ratting and all of that. Make sure you show that paperwork. If you ain't showing that paperwork about these people, you should be ashamed of yourself because you could ruin somebody's life and you might get somebody killed like that. Like, don't do that.
Right. That's a
And
fact.
we don't play them games when it come to, you know what I'm saying? People telling like, I got work. Me personally, I got work on whoever told everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's
right.
why I was saying when I said the CS1 and the CS2s, they don't say the names and they don't say the names in the discovery, right? Because this is the people who was helping the feds. So they're not going to give you the name. They just give you their background and how the controlled buys took place. It's up to
Right.
you to either go to trial to see who it is or know who you was talking to.
Right.
See,
Right.
me personally, I knew who I was talking to when it came to the confidential sources. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why I say put the work because it took time for us to be like, yo, you sure? You know what I'm saying? This is I talked to this guy, yada yada yada. I remember the conversation. I know who it is. I know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we came out with that's how I came up with Chuck Major because so back to what I was telling you earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
In his discovery, it was saying, yo, CS went and bought 3 ounces from Cess, and 3 days later we sent him back again, right, to
Oh,
buy
yep.
another 3 ounces from Cess, and Cess was stating that it was raw and you can smell it and
Mm-hmm.
everything, So I'm just like, oh shit, I know the conversation. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And
Right.
I would never, like I said, I would never put a bad boat on a motherfucker, and I don't know for sure. I'll speculate. If I don't know, I'll be like, well, like there's some paperwork that's in our case that, um, you know, certain individuals will say certain words. When you talking to a person, you know what they saying. Like a nigga might say "dickhead" all day. Yo, what up, dickhead? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You like, I know that nigga. I know who that is.
Yeah.
That's the only
Exactly.
nigga that I see that I hang with. Feel me?
Right.
So there's shit in our case where I can speculate, but I ain't gonna throw the bone on them because I really don't know. You got to take a personal step to either leave a person alone or you know what I mean. So, but yeah,
Right.
it's definitely some shit in our case where there's a couple dudes who talk a certain way and they questionable. You know what I'm saying? But nah,
Right.
Dutch was never one of them. Dutch is in the clear. He never ratted. He never
Dutch is
told he
clear.
wasn't part of the case or nothing. Huh?
Dutch is clear. So all y'all Utica niggas, all y'all niggas in the hill, all y'all bitches and all that saying that this nigga told he never had nothing to do with this case. He ain't no paperwork. He ain't
Nah.
tell, nigga. So clear that man name, man. Stop
Clear
putting
that
that
man
jacket on.
name, man. Nah, he ain't do none of that. Not on
Yeah.
BranchOff. No sir.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So now you get sentenced to 15. So being in the feds, from what I hear, I mean, they take you on tour. Like you've been, how many states have you been incarcerated in with the feds?
Man. Touchdown. So New York, Jersey, Atlanta. New York, Jersey, Atlanta, Oklahoma, Cali.
Oh, you was over here? You
Touchdown.
was in Cali?
That was my first, that was an experience in itself, man. That was my first year in Cali. My first. So when I get sentenced, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm like, all right, fuck it. They gave me the 15. I was hyped, but sad because nigga finna go do 15 years. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
so uh, I got sentenced, whatever. Me and I ended up running into Henny. It's crazy because I ended up running into Henny. Like we ended up going to MDC together in the van.
Mm-hmm.
So we in the van, and the motherfucking CO he reading off who going everywhere because you want to know where you going.
Right, right.
He like, he like, I'm gonna just say Henny. I ain't gonna say his whole name. He like, yo, Henny, you going to Allenwood? He said, Sess, you staying here? So I'm just like, fuck you mean I'm staying? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm lost. Like, all right, whatever. I get upstairs, and she like, the doctor like, cause the doctor can tell you where you're going to. She like, yeah, you going to Long Park. So I'm like, Long Park. I never heard of it. I'm like, what up? I said, what up? Pennsylvania, Florida?
Oh, that's
Cause
Cali.
yeah, they
Yeah, I heard of
the
that before.
judge, you know that, right?
Yeah, I heard of that. Yeah.
Well, the judge
Okay.
promise you this is how they play with you. The judge will promise you to keep you 500 nautical miles. I didn't know this. They
Right.
say 500 miles. I didn't know they was talking about nautical miles. So anyway, long story short, she like, yeah, nah, that's Cali. Yo, I was like, Cali? The fuck they sending me way to Cali for, right?
Right.
Anyway, I get the cat. So long as, so this is one of the most lonely, degrading times of your life in jail, especially, is
Right.
getting cuffed up and transferred because you got to grow up now.
Right.
You're not a kid. You can't call mom right now
Mm-hmm.
to say, "Yo, tell me to get these cuffs off me. Yo, come get me from jail." Nah,
Right.
you in the belly of the beast. You underneath the thumbnail of these people, and
Mm-hmm.
they controlling you now. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, ain't no more in the streets with the hammer, you yelling and you tough. Ain't no more of that. Ain't
Right.
no more of that. So they shipped me to Cali. Like I said, it was the plane ride crazy. Everybody shackled to death. Um, they feeding you. They giving you bags of milk. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got the car. You got the bag with the dry. You know what I'm talking about with the dry bologna sandwich.
Yeah.
And they got nothing on it. The
Man.
bread is crumbly and all that. You try and spread peanut butter on that joint, the whole bread roll over with the peanut butter and all of that.
Right.
So
Hell
crazy.
yeah.
So anyway, when I pull up to Cali, I pull up to Long Park. And Long Park, this is the I want to say it's either the first or the second oldest prison.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that shit like a little dirty ass castle. It's like a dungeon. So when I
Right.
pull up in there, um, the first thought process, I was like, yo, it's time to grow up. Yeah. It's time to grow up. You ain't no young, all that, whatever you had going on, you finna kill all that. Now you in here with straight killers. Cause what I learned was I was going to a penitentiary. I
Right.
didn't I didn't think I thought I was going to at least a low, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or
Right.
a camp. Nah, they shipped me right to the pen. So I'm just like, I pull up and it's just like the TV, the 3 tiers. It's all cells. It's not pods with doors. Nah, we in cells.
Right.
Um, and you got these. This is a different culture. You over there. This is Cali now.
Right. Right.
This. It's all politics. It's all segregated, and niggas is homies and ganged up and everything.
Yep.
And
Yep.
this is a culture shock to me because we know where we come from. We hang around with Spanish. We hang
Right.
around with whites. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm
That shit.
saying?
That shit don't rock over here,
That
nigga.
shit don't rock over there. So
Uh,
when I pull up, I'm just like, yo, damn, I pull up, niggas, motherfuckers' arms. Hey, motherfucking arms, boy, big as a watermelon, right? Big
Mm-hmm.
nigga. Yo, where you from? Yo, I'm looking up and shit. I'm looking up at the tears and all that. I'm like, yo, I'm from New York. He like,
Right.
all right, your people over there, down there.
Right.
I go back there. Mind you, in Cali, it ain't a lot of us, first off.
Hell nah. There's not a lot of New York niggas in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah. And you so the feds is this how the feds is different. Especially when you go you know, out of your area. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's not just New York no more. It's now you with the whole East Coast.
Yep.
This is your
East
car.
Coast car. The East
Yeah,
Coast
East
car.
Coast car. Yeah, yes.
Yep.
And I pull up and I hate to say this, and this is the problem with New York though. We so segregated within our own state that we don't fuck with each other. So
Right.
when I pull up to a nigga from New York. And yeah, what up? From you, where you from? I was from upstate New York, Utica. And right then and there, I could see it in his face that I ain't fucking with this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm just like, I just like told him where I'm from. He was like, all right. He's like, yo, go put your stuff down. You know what I'm saying? Get with me.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never go back because, like I said, I already knew what he was hitting
You
for.
read his
So
body language. You felt the energy. Yeah.
yeah, he ain't be like, yo, come on, yo. Cause I done been to spots where as soon as you touch, yo, we heard you was coming. Here go the sack. Boom, yo. Just when you get right, just fill the kitty back up. That's all.
Right.
So long story short, I get with a nigga from Jersey actually came to me and was like, yo, you need slippers, you need soap, you know what I'm saying? You need food, you know what I'm saying? I got you, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yeah. I talked to the nigga from Harlem. He's you know what I mean, kind of brushed me to the side, but I wasn't, it is what
Right.
it is. I ain't begging nobody. Feel what I'm saying? So
Right.
the nigga from Jersey, man, God bless, you know what I'm saying? He blessed me, gave me everything, and didn't want nothing back. He was like, nah, don't even. He like, cause he had the store, so he was like, man, I don't even stress that shit. I was like, you don't want nothing,
Right.
like nothing. I'm here now. I'm thinking about the stories in prison, right?
Right.
You finna get something back. I'm not finna
Take it.
just.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
he was like, nah, don't stress it, man. Just, you know what I'm saying? So he blessed me, and I kept it like that. But after I started looking around, and I'm seeing the way it is, I'm saying, yeah, I'm here now. Welcome to the big leagues, man. You better learn to grow up fast, or you're gonna end up either. There's two things was gonna happen: either I was gonna die, or I was finna get more time.
Right.
Especially,
Right.
dealing with Cali because my first mistake in prison was I walked in front of the TV one day, right? In
Oh
front of
man.
in front of the Mexican, yeah, in front of
Oh
the
man.
Mexican niggas TV. I walked in front of it. Now I'm minding my business though. I don't know these things. So
Right.
uh my celly was a blood dude from
Mm-hmm.
Oak Park and out there in
Oh, he from
Sacramento and shit.
Sac.
So
He from
he
Sac.
Sack, yep, Sack.
I
So
used to I
yeah,
used to live in
you know your
Sac.
shit. You know your shit.
I lived in Sac from 214 to 216. I mean, 2014 to 2016. I lived in Sac. I was at Oak Park like damn near every day.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. That's where he was from, and
Yep.
he was giving me the spill a little bit and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's so much you just can't give everything. So he was just like,
Right.
when I walked in front of the TV, I seen the Mexican dude throw his hands up like, and my celly must have peeped it because nobody else pulled me to the side and it was like, yo. So my celly pulled me and he's like, yo, you can't do that shit. I was like, do what? Fuck. He's like, when you walking, you gotta walk around the edges of the table. Like, don't cross in
Right.
front of the TV. Don't cross through niggas' circle. Yada yada yada. And once again, I'm from the East Coast. I couldn't fathom that. I'm really ready to be like, man, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
word.
Right.
I was just like, I was looking at
Right.
him and shit. And at
Mm-hmm.
first, I was going to be rebellious, and I thought about it. I was like, all right, I got you. You know, because all he trying to do is keep me alive in this motherfucker. You hear me?
Right. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So, yeah, and he gave me that spell, and I started paying attention to the shit that was going on, man. And it was sad that what I mean. I call home, and I got to tell the people, what I'm saying, listen, I ain't scared to. One thing I'm keeping a stack with everybody, viewers, man. Listen, yeah, I cried in that motherfucker, man.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah,
course,
I
nigga.
might have took
Of
it to the
course.
shower. I took it to the shower many a days and just put my head on the wall and just let all the poison come out of me. Let it all get out you because it's like you in a man's world. Prison is no place to bullshit around, and you
Right.
don't
Right.
want to be there. And get all of that shit out you right now. And
Right.
that's how I used to think about it. Like, oh man, let me get this shit out of me because when I go back out here with these wolves, you can't show no weakness. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And yeah, there was definitely many nights, man. I mean, not many nights, but many shower days where I sat up in that motherfucker and let the water wash all the tears from
I'm
my
telling you.
face and shit.
I'm telling
And
you, yo.
that shit worked, man. Hey, people got their own little way of handling. That's how I dealt with it. I dealt with it like that, man. After a while, though, there was no more tears because this is your life now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I couldn't fathom it because using the microwave, I'm with the homie. I don't even know this nigga, but he black, so I gotta be with him. See what I'm saying?
Right, exactly,
I'm
exactly.
going to the shower with the boots on. That shit ain't comfortable. Nigga, feet wet. You get out the shower, you should you dry them off, but they're not really dry. You trying to slip your feet back in boots and shit.
Back in the boots. Yep. That's how,
Back in the
man.
boots.
That's how it was. That's how it was up north, man. Like nigga, you gotta, nigga. I used to sleep with my boots on, my nigga, because you know what I'm saying. You know how it is up north. But damn, nah. You say you never been to state, but you heard the stories. Know what I mean? Like upstate, it's majority blood prisons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when a nigga went up there, crip nigga, like it's either it's only one or two things, nigga. When you go up there and you local, nigga, you either getting packed up or nigga, you can get it cracking, or niggas respect your handle and be like, all right, son, nah, son, active. Leave that nigga alone. Let that nigga do his time and this and that. You know what I'm saying? But nigga, it's been plenty of nights that I done seen wars up north. You know what I'm saying? Between the Bloods and the Latin Kings. I mean not Bloods and Latin Kings, but Crips and Latin Kings. Like my last prison I maxed out in. You know what I'm saying? Niggas went to war with the Latin Kings in my dorm. You know what I'm saying? So nigga, I used to sleep with the boots on, nigga. I had the shanks and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we outnumbered up there. So it's like six is me, OG, Clean, Lulo, Loco. It's like 5, 6 of us, nigga. And it's like the rest of the jail Bloods and Land Kings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know exactly what you mean, bro. Like that shit is an uncomfortable feeling because, like you said, it's either nigga I'm gonna die in here or I'm gonna get more time. That's the only options you really got.
The only options you got.
You know what I'm saying? Because it gets hectic, nigga. I done seen wars, I done seen cuttings, I done been through all that shit up north. That's why niggas came home, nigga, like, yeah, I heard about you, nigga. You was up there. Yeah, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like niggas was getting it in, but it's not nothing to glorify. Like, I don't wish jail on no nigga. You know what I'm saying? Except for
No.
like molesters and people that kill kids and kill their baby mamas and moms. And, like, yeah, nigga, go to jail. But other than that, nah, I don't wish jail on like my enemy and none. Nah, nigga.
Nah,
Shit is hell on
it's
earth.
no, sir. And that's why really I'm glad we talking because I kind of want to, me and my shorty was going back and forth about it, and she wanted me to educate, and I would want to educate people on when you getting that money, what's in front of you, man. And I'm not saying don't get money, you know what I'm saying? Because I would
Right.
be a hypocrite to say that. But what I'm gonna tell you is just know what's ahead of you, and what's ahead of you is nothing good. You know,
Nothing.
you don't think about it when you like I said when you sitting there spinning it, and getting it, and you and your boys, y'all them people, and everybody love the shit out you. You don't think about it because then when you sitting in prison, and like you just said, your only options is more time or death. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Yo, who nobody want to that's your options. For all those who getting
Yeah.
that bread out
Hell
there, all
yeah.
your young boys, y'all carrying them guns and all that, them is your options, man.
Right. Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you
It
hit that
gets hectic,
cell,
nigga. Especially when you go in there, niggas, cause upstate, you know what I mean? We got the we got our numbers on our state clothes, right?
yeah.
So the first two numbers is the year that you came to prison. So nigga, when you up in there, you see nigga with a 67, a 89, and nigga
Oh
it's
my God.
2000 something. You like, damn, nigga, you been here since I was 15, nigga. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Damn.
Nigga don't give a
Damn.
fuck about putting the shank in you, nigga.
At all.
You know what I'm
Ever.
saying? So nigga, watch just like you said, you gotta watch how you step up there. You know what I'm
Gotta
saying?
watch
Like
how you step
niggas
up.
ain't playing. Niggas is not playing in this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but
And it's and so and that's my thing. And I'd be like, yo, damn, who want to live that? Like that's the life y'all want for y'all. You know what I'm saying? When y'all, cause after knowing and seeing it, I said, damn, it wasn't worth it, man. I don't want that life. I don't want that life at all.
I don't
Especially
know.
now, nah. You gotta like you just so you gotta cope with a dude who ain't going home, right?
Mm-hmm.
He in the back. So there was this one dude named OG. I was telling my story this. There was this one dude named OG, right? Um, when he showered, he lotion up and get dressed in the shower, right?
Right.
So it was 3 stalls, and then behind the stalls was the bench. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now the stalls don't got no doors on them. None of that. You just when you coming through, you gotta be like coming through, coming through. You know what I'm saying? So dudes can acknowledge that you walking past they ass because ain't no ain't no doors.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So,
Right.
but OG, right? He ain't
Right.
going home. He lotioning. I'm talking about leg up, lotioning all. He's straight naked, lotioning.
Right.
Are you in
Right.
front of him shower? He behind you. Like, yeah, hey, young blood, I ain't going home. You know what I'm saying? So this is my house. I'm saying if you don't like what I'm doing, hey, don't shower when I shower. Shit like that. I used to be like, yo,
Right.
hey, don't worry about
I've
OG.
been
You
to
ain't never
prison
got to
with
worry
niggas
about.
like that, man. I've been to prison with niggas doing life, ain't never coming home, man. Like I was up there with see a couple famous niggas too, man. Like I was up there with Stacy Dash Pops, man. We call his name was G. Nigga had a long ponytail. I mean, that nigga been locked up since like 67. Nigga, that nigga killed two
Yeah,
state troopers, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? He killed like two
yeah,
state troopers. That nigga number says 67. I'm like, damn, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway,
damn.
fast forward, right? So we can end this and we can end this in a little while. But I wanna get this out before we end this. So
Yeah.
after you came home, what steps did you take to rebuild your life on the outside?
So as I was progressing down, because it's one of those things where you gotta when I'm always I'm a little of a procrastinator when it comes to a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right,
gotta like
right,
kind of like I weed myself off of that, right? Um, and it was the thing about it was trying to get out of the pen. I got out of the pen. Well, I got out of the medium. The pen they ran it like a pen. That's all I say the pen. But I got out of the
mm-hmm.
medium, got to the low, and then my goal was to make it to the camp so I
Right,
can get a feel of being home a little bit. You know, when you get in the camp, man, we was driving ourselves to work and shit like that. You feel me?
oh, word?
So yeah, the camp was I ain't let the camp was sweet. It's still prison. You don't want to be there, y'all. But it's just to integrate, it's just to get you a mindset of all right, you finna come home soon,
Right,
get you back driving. I was able to get a driver's license and all of that, you know what I'm saying? So I was got myself down to a camp and you know, I was always online. I got cell phones and shit like that. You know, I'm still doing dumb shit in there. But hey, listen, I
right,
had to live a little bit. But
right,
so I started reading. You know, you started just you pay attention to dudes who you know who have bread and kind of try and follow what they do. And that's always my thing is to pay attention to either a dummy or a smart motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
right, right,
You watch
right,
them, you're gonna learn what to do and how you can
right,
either
yeah.
right. So
Mhm.
what I did was I wrote down because so what I did when I first got there is I got into HVAC. You see what I'm saying? Like I started
Uh-huh.
planning my future as
Hmm.
soon as I hit prison. So
Right,
when I got there, when I got to Long Park, instead of me hitting the yard, I went and got my GED. I studied my GED for 5 months, got my GED because I knew this is the steps I'm gonna have to take coming home. Got my
exactly.
GED.
Yeah.
I was gonna get my 4 year degree in Long Park, but a standoff scared the shit out of me because it was two of them. Because once
Right,
again, it's a culture shock. Um, I'm trying to get home, not die or fucking get more time.
right,
Now, so Long Park was giving out 4 year degrees free, right?
right.
And I was gonna stay. And I don't know, man. The Mexicans and the blacks got into it over a table and the TV, kid. And I said, yo, the first standoff, I was like, all right, all right. But the second one was too close for me. It was too close for comfort. I said, you know what? Nah, send me back to the East Coast. And they sent me
Right,
back.
right, right,
Yeah, no, send me
right,
back. So, long story short, I ended up getting my HVAC license in. I was locked up in Jersey, Fort Dix, famous Fort Dix. Everybody go to Fort Dix.
right, right,
I ended up getting my HVAC license there. That was the plan. Get my HVAC license. That will solidify my future coming home. You know what I'm saying? Once I got the HVAC license, I started trying to build some type of capital to come home with. So that's why I ended up getting a cell phone and renting out the cell phone for um, a book an hour. You know what I'm saying? Books of stamps. I was doing books every so if I averaged if I got the cell phone I rented out, I probably average on the week 369, maybe um 15 hours. I get like 15 books a week just doing that shit. And then I was changing the books over. And then I worked for Unicore for a little while. Unicore is like damn near like working out in the streets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get paid $700-800 a month. Why you know how it is. And salary in jail, shit. Niggas
Yeah.
was getting $20 a month off of the little bum ass job. You feel me?
Right.
If you work Unicore, you could send money home to try and get some stash. So I was working Unicore and renting out my phone. They closed Unicore down, and I started doing. By that time though, I had sent home like 5 racks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I started working on HVAC to get my mind into, because I took the test and I did the book knowledge work, but when you get in front of a system, you don't know what the hell you got going on because you only know what you read. You don't know how to put your hands in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I got to that point where I wanted to get basically hands-on training.
Right.
So I got hands-on training in that for the rest of my time, which was about from 2015, from about 2015 to 2000 about 2014 to like 2020. So 6 years of hands-on training with HVAC. I was like, by the time I left, I was the number one. I was making like 200 a month. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I started writing down the goals. That's all. I wrote down the goals, man. My first goal was to, mend the relationships with my 2 daughters. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Jamonica and Sinai. Because my oldest daughter, Jamonica, shout out to my baby, Jamonica, if you watch. I left her when she was 8. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So trying to get that relationship back was important. And then Sinai was born the first year I got locked up. So when I came home, she was 8. So it was like those were the first goals on the paper. Get my daughters, get them back right, like get the relationship back with them. Because
Right.
I think the biggest mistake dudes make when they come home is trying to, not worried about trying to come home and be a dad when you was missing for however many years. No, you can't come home with authority with kids don't know who the hell you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta build memories. Like I wasn't never trying to make up for lost time. I was always trying to build memories. That's it. Like, lost time is gone. We can't get it back. Let's build these memories.
Right.
And then I started reading the 3 to 4 to 5 to 7 year plans, shit like that. So I tried to mock them. You know what I mean? Like, all right, first year, I'm gonna get the car, I'm gonna get the job, get my daughters, you know what I'm saying, relationships, and that's what I'm following the first year. Within the next 3 years, I want to have this much money saved up from a job, and then the next 5 years,
Okay.
and then you know what I'm saying. So I kind of had a plan like that. Coming home from my success, and I've been following that since I came home. I came home in 2021, so I've been following that. So I got one more year.
You came home 2021.
I was in the halfway house in 2020. So to me, that was still locked up.
Was that the one? Was that the one in Cuse?
Yeah.
Okay, I know where you were. That the halfway house, was that the one on like Erie Boulevard?
Yep. Yeah, you know exactly where that motherfucker at. Yep.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah. Okay.
I was there 2020, and COVID was running rampant and shit. And I was tired of being there. I was like, yo, Y'all get no fuckers catching COVID in here, man. I got asthma and high blood pressure. I'm fat. Nigga, get me out of here, right? So the dude was like, "Yo, why didn't you tell us?" So they sent me home 6 months early, but they put the ankle monitor on me. Shit. So I was home. I got home in 2020. I got to the house here in 2021 in February. Shit.
Oh damn, sis! I know you been home now. I thought you honestly, nigga, I thought you just came home 2024.
Nah. I've been home. I've been home since that's because I've been trying to do the right fucking thing, man. Trying to
Right,
follow the steps that I put in play for myself, and stay on the low. I always been. I've been watching. You know what I'm saying? I always keep an eye on y'all, man. Watching your brother do his thing.
right.
Watching your little brother do his thing, man. Watching you.
Appreciate
You know what
that
I'm saying?
word. Yeah,
Yeah, I share everything. Every time I don't care if a motherfucker come out and sneeze their nose and try and promote it. I'm gonna promote it because we
right,
from the time I watched. We came up together. You know what I'm saying? And I know what it is like to try and get on, you know
right,
what I'm saying, and do the
right.
right thing. So I promote it all. I don't care what it is. But yeah, that's why you ain't probably know I was home because I was just trying to do the right thing, trying to
Nigga,
stay
I
on
did
the low.
not know. Nigga, I did not know you was home. Nigga, I thought you came home 2024.
Nah, I've been home. I've been home since 2020, 2021, I say, because
Oh,
we
okay.
lived that horror, man. I ain't trying to go back to that horror. You know what I'm saying?
Hell no.
That shit was
Yo,
horrible.
I ain't gonna front, man. Like I wanna do a part two to this, man. This was a good ass interview, man. And we
Yo,
we definitely
listen,
got
it was
we got some stuff out the way. We got a lot out the way, but I know it's
that's
more.
somewhat. Yeah, it's
Man,
we skipped
it
over
was
a
more.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. I
But
still got stories, man. But hey,
I know they do.
we could do whatever, man. We could do another one. Plus I want to I want to get you involved in that documentary either, man.
Yeah, definitely,
So
definitely,
you know what I'm
definitely.
saying?
So yeah, so look, definitely, nigga, you gotta drop the documentary. You definitely gotta write a book, nigga. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because, like I said, the people been anticipating this interview, and like I said, this was a good ass interview to me. Like I learned a lot. Know what I'm saying? And there's still more that I want to learn because I want to hear more about like the federal prison and all that. Know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because I watch a lot of documentaries on stuff. I watch stuff like that. So.
right. Yeah, me too.
And it's a lot that I still want to know. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of stuff that you could teach these people. You know what I'm saying? Put them on to. They definitely could know a lot about worldly stuff or like goals and I mean long-term
Yeah,
goals.
absolutely,
You know what I'm saying? You could
absolutely,
teach them. So being that you've been in that environment, street nigga, went to the feds, came home, still on this thing. Now I mean, people can learn a lot from you. You know what I'm saying? You definitely be a community mentor. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, absolutely.
And I
I
definitely want to do a
appreciate you,
part
man.
two, man. This was a good ass interview, bro.
Thank you,
Nigga,
man.
it's
Thank
damn
you. I
near three
appreciate
hours. Nigga, it don't even feel like it.
I know, yo. I was because yo, and that's when you know it was good conversation when you could just, you know what I'm saying, that should just be flowing.
Swear
You
to
know what I
God, man.
mean?
Swear to God.
I ain't even know it's been 3. It's about to be 9 o'clock. Dang.
Yeah, it's about to be shit. It's about to be 6 over here. But look, before we go, man, know what I'm saying? Big up to my boy Seis, man. BranchOff, man. I mean, True Spill TV. This was a good
True
interview.
spill.
But I'm gonna let you tell people how they can reach you on all social media platforms. Let them know where they could follow you at, man. Where they can reach you.
You can reach me at the Desert Heart Blammer on Facebook and the same thing on IG. The documentary coming out soon. The album is coming out soon. Definitely. The album's called December. I've been working on that for a minute.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that's how that basically that's how, you know what I'm saying, everything is moving. Uh I haven't named the documentary yet. Actually I was thinking about doing a podcast myself, man. I ain't thought about that. I'm gonna be tapping you for a lot of information anyway on
Do it.
everything, you know what I'm
Do it.
saying?
Do it. I tell
Uh,
everybody, man. I tell everybody, do that. I tell everybody, like people like you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I said, like when I reached out to you, I said, yo, because I mean I made the post about niggas inboxing me now because they see me on live with Whack 100 Poetic Flock when they see that I'm in the mix of the famous niggas and all that.
yeah,
But that's why I stressed the fact to you, like, nigga, don't tell them niggas like when you put it up there, I don't want niggas to be like, oh, this nigga Seth's right away. No, nigga, I reach out to niggas that I respect.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
hell yeah.
And I've reached out to you. I was like, oh, this nigga Seth. Yeah, nigga, like the dude commented on my post. Oh, that nigga's a hood legend. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nigga, you a hood legend. So, nigga, I'm gonna reach out to niggas that I respect.
Appreciate
So, all these niggas that's rapping and all that, and I ain't reaching out to you, nigga. You know what it is. I don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you
I
know how it
appreciate
go,
it, man. Nah, because I see this. I love seeing people doing positive, man. I see you trying to, you know what I'm
Me
saying?
too.
Dig into something else, man. And you know what I'm saying? I always defend with somebody trying to, because it could be so different. You could be out here with the hammer trying to take it from somebody instead of you trying to give it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for doing it different, man. Because you know what I'm saying? Before we leave, I just want to say we always so. I was telling you earlier, man. We always so late to the party with everything, man, and all we know is chaos and fighting in the streets,
Right.
and that's how we looked at it. We really could be, you know, bigger leaders. Like everybody, people don't understand. We create something, and everybody follow that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we get the people rich. You know what I'm saying? That's why Timberland rich. That's why Carhartt rich. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like I can go on and on about what we've done to contribute, and we just don't have nothing. We don't have shit. We don't own shit. You see what I'm saying? If we do own it, we
nigga,
like a small percentage of the 1% of motherfuckers that, you know what I mean? And it's like,
swear to
so I'm
God.
all for people doing it different, man. And I'm gonna continue to educate and try to push people to do something different. I don't care what people say. Well, you used to do it, or you. Nah, I did. You're right, and it didn't work out well for me. So let's try something else. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're selling toothbrushes out there.
Let's try something else. You
Let's
know
try
what?
something else. Let's try something. At least try. If it ain't work, then let's do. You know, try something else. But let's try something else to change what we got going on. Because we not winning, we losing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We not winning, we losing.
We gotta unify, man. You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
another thing I'm gonna say before we go is like, now I mean, I see how the town is like. I love seeing people opening up businesses in the town, my nigga. That shit is fucking me. I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to Reset. You know what I'm saying? The juice bar.
Oh,
yeah.
You
know what I'm saying? And I'm if I'm wrong, correct me because this is what I'm saying. I think it's Soul Food 112 or something.
Soul Food 112. They just had a Haitian spot that opened up. Shout out to her. I've never been there yet, but
what's the name of it?
D King was documenting that. That shit looked good.
What's the name of it?
Man. My boy Half, shout out to Half with the Catalina food truck. Keep doing that shit, man.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Half
Rick
with the food truck. I see
31.
that. Exit 31. Rick Hobbs, man.
My boy Buddha on the Moore Welding. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's happening, man.
People doing it, man. And it don't it hit home more better because you know these people personally?
Oh, I love it.
I love it, bro. I love it, my nigga. Swear to God, I love it. Every time I see the town, and the town look way different now because when I see people, I swear to God, it fucks me up because when I see people like post in Utica, like be riding through the street, I be like, where the fuck is they at? You know what I'm saying? I be like, what part of town is they at? But because I heard they doing a lot of building in Utica, like Utica look different now. You know what I'm saying?
Different. Yo, yeah. Absolutely. That shit way different.
So I gotta bring my ass home. That's all that means.
That's all. That's all to it. Come back and visit, man. When you get here, man, we gonna touch, man. Before I told you I seen you in traffic, you and Quay was on y'all way. Y'all was floating.
Yeah.
But I love that though. Anyway, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Shout out to your bro, man. He doing this thing. I can't wait to see what his future look like because he already looked like a star, man.
Yeah, man. He got. I ain't gonna front. Quay got the formula, man. He mastered that. Like I don't know.
All he needs somebody to believe in his vision enough.
Yeah.
To give him just give him the wheel. Let him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all it takes. But he making his own. He blazing his own trail, man. I like him, man. I watched him. Man, I remember when he was a young whippersnapper, man. He a grown man blazing his own trail, man. I love it.
Yep. I'm actually interviewing Quay this week.
Yeah, I can't. I seen that. That's what.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You seen that post? You know I'm sharing that. I can't wait to see
Yeah.
that.
They've been waiting. You know, I mean, so many people inbox me, yo, why you ain't interview your brothers yet? Why you interview Fatigue? I was like, yo,
Yeah,
listen,
you got to interview Fatigue. Come
you
on,
know
you
I
know
got
his
to.
story is
You know I
his
got to.
story
You know
is
what I'm saying?
crazy.
And I was like, nigga, let me build my shit up. Let me get these names up. Let me get these views up. And nigga, you already know that's my brothers. Nigga, I gotta interview them. So
Gotta interview him.
that's why I
His
told
story
Quay. Hell yeah. That's why I told Quay. I said, nigga, you just open up for Jim Jones. It's time to do the interview.
You got to.
Mm-hmm.
That right there, whew, man. I said, yeah, that was nice right there.
Yeah,
I appreciate
because
that.
Quay fuck with Jim. I mean, you know, you done seen me talk shit about Jim Jones and shit. But
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like Quay fuck with Jim. Quay knew Jim for because Quay had a manager, Rashida. You know what I'm saying? And she had Quay. I mean, Quay was in the studio with Davies. He got a song. He got a beat with Ron Browse. You know what I'm saying? He was in the studio.
I seen the Ron Browse joint. Yeah.
Yeah. Quay, they still fuck with Quay. They still in contact with Quay. You know what I'm saying? Quay just went recently, not too long ago. David East invited him to his listening party or something. No, a private party at Harlem. So Quay just went there not too long ago. So Quay still fuck with them niggas. But
I gave him the spill, man. I'm gonna just say it out loud because most for all the dudes who in the town, I gave this to Dollars. Y'all gotta get overseas. Y'all gotta go ahead and touch an overseas city with your music. They love hip hop in them cities over there.
They love nigga. You heard what motherfucker nigga Max B and Cormega. Cormega, cause niggas are looking Cormega like, oh, that nigga broke that nigga said, he said I made 780,000 overseas in a tour in 1 year.
Gotta go overseas, man.
Gotta go overseas.
Overseas money, they gonna love. They don't care. They ain't never heard you. They don't care. Your joint bouncing. That's all that matters.
I swear to God, nigga, go overseas.
Care, man.
Why you think them niggas are? Look, matter of fact, look who just what 50 just came off tour. All his shows was overseas.
Yeah.
France. That's how Uncle Murder getting known like that. I mean, we know who Uncle Murder is in New York, but like he took that nigga straight overseas.
That's all you need, man.
You know what I'm saying? So
once your bro touch, he just gotta just take that one leap. That's it, and get
bro.
He gonna do it over there. Watch him get crazy. Watch it get crazy for him.
Yeah, he definitely.
Then he can come back and say, "Yo, you said it, son."
Right, right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, this was a good interview, man. I appreciate you for coming through, man. So we definitely got to do a part 2, and I'm gonna keep you posted on that because we got a lot to talk about. I'm gonna hit your phone after this anyway, but
yeah.
So people out there to follow my nigga is Desert Hawk Blammer. Is it 2 S's or 1 S in Desert?
It's we said 2 S's. Nah, it's the Blammer's got 2 M's in it. The Desert Hawk got 2 S's in it.
Okay.
For the Facebook. For IG, the Blammer got 2 M's in it. It's crazy. Don't ask me how I did it. So when you follow on IG, it's Desert Hawk Blammer with 2 M's. When you follow on Facebook, it's Desert Hawk Blammer with 2 S's on Facebook.
Oh, okay. All right.
Know what I'm saying?
Desert Hawk Blammer. So either way, people, y'all can find them. People, I mean, you know, it's easy to find people like that. Desert Hawk Blammer. Know what I mean? IG, Facebook. Go follow my boy. We're gonna push this is on YouTube right now live. So know what I'm saying? You can always share this on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, comment, man. 315 stand up, Cornhill.
3 middle finger 5. Make sure y'all follow True Spill. He making it happen, man. Letting us tell our story because shit happened here just like it happened in every other city, man. Make sure y'all follow True Spill.
Word up.
Kid right here, man. For real. I appreciate you. Shout out to my boy G Impress too, man. Doing that jury for the doing that jury for the industry, man. Yo, he made a name for himself too. So shout out to G, man.
Yep, Benny the Butcher, all that. Too. Yeah. Shout out to G, man. G, every time we be in LA chilling with G, man. You know what I'm saying?
G making it happen. He making it happen. And he ain't never changed. He still fuck with niggas. Still be in the hood. That's what I love, man. I love it.
I fucks with G when I go to LA, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, yeah. So yeah, we could get up out of here, man. Shout out True Spill
right.
TV, Desert Hawk, Blammer 315, stand up, man. Till next time, we doing a part 2, man. We have to. So
I'm
until
ready.
next
Let me
time,
know.
yeah, we ready, man. So y'all
All right.
like, share, subscribe. We out of here, man.
We out of here. 3 middle finger.
All right.